What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another day, another episode, another week of The Daily Grind. I'm your host, 30NSG, and on today's show, we're going to be talking exclusive Marvel Rivals devs have a year's worth of characters planned out, so we'll talk about that. We're also going to talk about Marvel Rivals planning collaborations with other Marvel titles. We'll talk about that as well. We're also going to talk about former Blizzard president predicts Battlefield 6 is going to boot stomp Black Ops 7 because Call of Duty has become lazy. So we'll talk about that as well. And then we have two videos we're going to watch. We're going to watch one from TimTheTatman, okay? TimTheTatman rants about Battlefield 6 Battle Royale, and he says some things in the channel, and I kind of want to push back a little bit. Not that he's wrong, but I kind of want to just, you know, he's giving his opinion. I'm going to give my opinion based off of his opinion. It's not hate towards TimTheTatman. But we're going to talk about the Battle Royale. What I think, you know, what people like, they're going to tell their opinions, right? But it's fundamentally wrong based on, because what he says, right? He's saying, well, let us have this. And the other people say we're like gatekeeping. We're like, no, we don't want this in this type of game. So we'll have a conversation about that. And then I'm going to give you my thoughts on Battlefield 6, the beta. I played a lot of it. I got to level 20, okay? Because when I play games, I put time into it. I figure out stuff. I talk about stuff, give you my opinions on it. So we'll talk about the good, the bad, okay? And then we're going to watch Force Gaming, who came out with one and giving him his some problems as well as Battlefield 6, and see if it correlates, right? Because I don't know. Okay, but I'll give you my thoughts and opinions, and then we're going to watch his, and then I'll give you my thoughts and opinions based on his thoughts and opinions, if agree or disagree. And then we'll talk about, at the end of the stream, we'll talk about the box office, because it's another weekend down. Superman, who everyone said Superman was the greatest Superman movie ever created. It's going to beat Zack Snyder's Superman, which is not going to beat Zack Snyder's Superman from 13 years ago. And we'll also talk about Fantastic Four, and are they going to make money? So all that today on the Daily Grind. If you like what we do here, we do this Monday through Thursday from 10 o'clock in the morning till noon Eastern. If you like it, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you'd like to go above and beyond that, become a member as little as $5. All the music that you heard in the beginning, if you'd like to support us up above that, you can go stream the music. Listen to it. It's free. Go stream it. Go download it. Go buy it. It's just a fun way of... we go over news stories all the time. I take the news stories, basically turn them into music, so playlists and stuff. So we have an album called Perk Up, Press Play. And then those solo tracks, I just released two this weekend. One is the Battlefield. It took 18 months to fix the pain. And the other one is Make a Game, Sell a Game. So if you guys like to support us in any way, all these options to do it. I appreciate you very much. And I'll see, I'll check out some of the other videos. All right. All right. What's going on, chat? Let me see who's all here. Good morning, Sarge. Good morning, Eclipse. What's going on, Travis? Roic. Z, what's going on, man? Dustin, good morning. Scrolling down. Let's see who's all here. Argus, good morning. Wonder Rose, good morning. Water Bear, good morning. How's everyone doing? Oh, I saw this weekend before school started, because my son started school again today. We watched The Bad Guys 2. Pretty fun movie. Entertaining. And because it's a cartoon, it's you're not sitting there nitpicking on the stuff. You're not sitting there going, well, that's not realistic. Oh, hold on one second. I got to lower the air. Give me 1 second. All right. What's going on, Dante? El Dente says, I don't think Battlefield 6 is getting to 100 million since they only hit 500,000, which is still good. Well, you got to remember, the codes that were given, a lot of people use the EA launcher to play. That's only, right? That's only the 500,000. I say only. 500,000 people concurrent was just on Steam. There was still the EA launch that a lot of people used. I would say tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands more, played on the EA launcher, because a lot of people didn't even know it was on Steam. Okay? And then there's the people on console. So I would say it's regardless if you want to hate on Battlefield, I'm not saying you, El Dente. If people out there want to hate on it and say, well, it's just not, right? I mean, I'm there with you as far as it doesn't really feel like a Battlefield, officially a Battlefield game. It feels more of Battlefield of Duty. Okay? That's the way I've called it. Okay, but it done really well. It's done really well. We'll get there. We'll get there. We'll talk about that in a second. Argus says, I went to watch Fantastic Four with my oldest kid yesterday. How'd you like it? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Eclipse says, not one person thinks it's going to hit the 100 million. Only EA did. Oh, you know what? There was a video we probably should watch. Bueller News had a video based on problems and stuff behind the scenes and with the over budget. Maybe we'll watch that. If we have time, we'll watch that. Because I watched it this weekend, and I totally forgot. I should have probably put that on the docket today. Dolphin says, I used EA and console and stole 200,000 Q. I think the Q, though, for the 200,000, Dolphin, wasn't just for EA. That's like all servers. So if you were on console, if you were on Steam, if you were on EA, that's what it was. There's no way it was 200,000 just for the EA queue. Because I was in a queue, and it went by super fast. And I can't imagine if you have 200,000 people, and then all of a sudden it just disappears within, like, I don't know, 4 minutes. You know what I mean? Waterbear says, I think it's going to be a cool shooter, but something feels COD-like about it. That queue was for everyone. It took 5 minutes to get in. Yeah, it was very, very short. All right. Let's start off with Marvel. Okay, I don't know if you guys tried Blade this weekend. I played a couple rounds with him. Pretty good. I liked him. I like his moveset. I like the little spinning, I don't know what they're called, but the little spinning sword that he did, and then his ult. I was a little confused by his ult because he would, like, dash forward, and then you would see 1,000 slices on the screen, but I couldn't move, so I didn't know if I was doing it wrong or whatnot, but still, pretty cool. Okay. All right, so if you guys like what I do, we do this Monday through Thursday from 10 o'clock in the morning until noon Eastern. We just cover news stories, have conversations. Lots of other content creators out there do all their things. I think we're one of a few people that do what we do, where we interact with the chat going back and forth. I mean, we're okay doing it because we have a smaller channel, right? Because I can talk to all the people. The chat's not going by like this, right? But we still interact with you guys. So I do appreciate you, everyone coming out, talking in chat, having a conversation with me on topics like this. It's just a fun time for me. Hope it's a fun time for you. Okay, so executive or exclusive, Marvel Rival devs have a year worth of characters planned. Now, I've talked about this even before Marvel Rivals launched, okay? When they first showed it last year in May and said, hey, we're making a Marvel Rivals game, everyone was like, holy Christ. I was like, it needs to come out, and they need to come out swinging. They need to come out with a character every month. Everyone's like, not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Never going to happen. And obviously, it did. Okay. They had, multiple characters at a time already per season or whatever. And then all of a sudden they decided within 6 months of the game being out, they said, you know what? We're going to go one every month. And now they've started putting it in. And now they already have a plan for 12. Now, we saw the leaked list back in like January. I think Miller Ross posted it. And I said, look, there's enough characters here for 2 years worth of content. And obviously, here it is, right? So Marvel Rivals has a year's worth of characters planned, and preparation 12 months in advance for the new heroes is underway. Marvel Rivals director has revealed to Insider Gaming new heroes are one of the core features of Marvel Rivals, which has transitioned into introducing a new hero every half season. And the next 12 months, the content are prepared. This is what I've been saying for the entire time. For a game like this, you have to constantly have new characters coming in. Constantly. This game lives or dies based on the popularity of characters coming in. And I'll even go as far as saying, because now they're doing one a month, okay, there's so many characters, they might put 2 a month, okay? That's right. I'm going to say it. They might go 2 a month, okay? And you're like, there's no way they're going to do that. If the lifespan of this game is, let's say, 3 years, okay, that's only 36 characters if they did 12 every year, okay? And let's say it dies after that. Never to be seen from again. That's only 36 characters. There's thousands of characters. And you're like, well, not all the characters are really cool or what. It doesn't matter. There's still a fan out there that might like Squirrel Girl, right? And Squirrel Girl's in the game. Jeff the Shark is inside the game, okay? And there's people that like using those characters. There's people that like using and buying the skins of those characters. So the more characters you put into a game like this, the more opportunity you have to make money from those people, okay? So I will go and predict it's not going to happen anytime soon, but by the end of this year, okay, by the end of this year, they're going to reevaluate what they're doing. And maybe they won't do 2 a month, but maybe they'll do a big chunk leading up to Doomsday at the end of 2026. Now, obviously, I'm speculating, okay? I'm speculating based on, we don't even know if the game will be around 2 years from now. But just 12 a year, that's not enough. That's not enough. They need more. And not only do they need to put more characters in, okay, but they also need to put a PvE mode inside the game, okay? Because that gives a broader stroke for everyone to come in. Now, I know people are going to look at this and you're going to go, well, 30, you want PvE thrown into a PvP game. The only reason I'm saying it for a Marvel game is because Marvel, people want to play a single-player aspect of the game. Marvel is in this perfect circle of they can dominate in the PvP category, and a lot of people play the PvE against the bots, okay? And if they just make, and I'm not asking for a single-player leveling-based type of thing. All I'm asking for is single-player playing through like a strike version or whatever to unlock the character or play the character. Just something to break up the thing, right? Battlefield 6 has 7 modes. It's going to be adding a 8th mode, and then it's got Portal coming in. So it's like 9 modes in general, okay? And that's whatever modes that they add inside the Portal itself. So we're talking 10, 11, 12, 13 if people come up with certain things, okay? And people are okay with that. There's only 1 mode in this, right? There's only 1 mode, right? Or 2 modes. There's a couple different modes, right? But this won't take away from what Marvel Rivals is, because Marvel Rivals is a competitive hero shooter, okay? But this is just to break up the monotony, right? I'm not asking for a leveling system for each of the characters. I'm not asking for any of that. I'm looking at it as a more of a, let's say I play Blade, and Blade is the new character they added, and you can purchase, because you know they're going to do this with the comics or whatever, and that's episodes, and you can play Blade and do certain objectives and do certain things and unlock that, and then you unlock the gear for him. You already paid for the DLC. The character's free, okay? But they're already kind of doing that right now in Marvel Rivals, right? There's these separate entities for like $3 here, $6 there. There's like 5-track, a 6-track of just cosmetic type of stuff, an emote, a sticker, a background, a skin, okay? And they charge like $3 for it. That more, okay? Because maybe you're a knight. Oh God, I can't think of Nightcrawler. Jesus Christ, it just completely skipped my mind. Maybe you're a Nightcrawler fan. They put Nightcrawler in the game. Nightcrawler comes with his own little comic. Okay, it's got 6 little bubbles and stuff, or pages that you can go through. And while you complete those pages, you're getting different skins and emotes for him. But Nightcrawler would be free in the game, right? Colossus would be free in the game, just like they've been doing. But if you want to get more cosmetics and you're a big fan of Colossus or Cyclops or Rogue or whatever, okay, you would be able to get more stuff in that direction, okay? So it says, speaking to executives inside our Gamer Marvel Rivals Ignited mid-season finale, okay, he's revealed that the initial work has begun on characters set to be released this time next year. Marvel Rival characters development takes about a year, okay? So that means they already had them in the pipeline. So the people that you're seeing now coming in the game have already been made 12 months prior. Okay, it takes about a year to bring a new character into Marvel Rivals with the long list of work it done. It includes gameplay aspects, concept art, modeling animations, voice acting. Therefore, the content is planned for the next 12 months and beyond. Okay, while other games have adapted a yearly roadmap for content drops, highlighting that the players can expect months ahead, explained why we prefer approach for Rivals is revealed new content at the start of each season to maintain the freshness and surprises. Now, the reason I'm saying 2 per season now, or per month, let's say, is because they already ramped it up. They only had 6 this year that they were planning for due. Then they moved it to 10. Now it's 12. Okay? And obviously, as they make more money, as they do more things in the game, as the game gets more populated or more people, I should say, spend money on these things inside, right? Because they have their core base, and that core base is paying for the cosmetics, or they're paying for the season pass, or they're paying for whatever. Okay? So they had those recurring engagement that's happening from the core audience. And they know it's doing well, hence why they're doubling down, hence why they put more characters inside the thing. This approach also allows Marvel team to keep close eyes on what player base and Marvel fans are enjoying the most, paying attention to the discussions and see how they can inspire the team to see what they can come up with. Okay, one of the most highly requested additions from the community is Deadpool. Okay, did not confirm whether or not Wade Wilson is on the release schedule for next year, telling fans to stay tuned for future reveals. Okay, leading up to Doomsday at the end of next year or Spider-Man that comes out next year, obviously they're going to be, you would think, collaborating with stuff like that, right? You would think so. I said the same thing for Multiverses, and Multiverses closed down like a bunch of idiots. But that's WB, right? For more information on Marvel Rivals Ignite mid-season finals, check out the Twitch drops available. Okay, so there's the one story for Marvel Rivals. The next one is Marvel Rivals plans on collaborations with other Marvel titles. So this is interesting. More collaborations with Marvel Rival titles are coming to Marvel Rivals in the future. Game director has confirmed Insider Gaming Marvel Rivals has seen regular updates bringing costumes and looks from other Marvel media into the title, including some of the other games that shows no signs of stopping. So now think of the Iron Man game coming out, or think of the Captain America Black Panther game coming out, or think of whatever, right? Any other game that's coming out and you see an outfit or something in there, boom, they could bring it over here because they're already... Now, I'm not saying they are doing with those games, but that's what it sounds like, right? It says, looks like from Marvel Media into a title, including some of the other games that also shows no signs of stopping. Speaking exclusively to the Insider Gamer, Marvel Rivals Ignite mid-season finale, okay, would not elaborate on specifics with the plans, but confirms they are in an agenda, okay? More collabs coming to Marvel Rivals. Ask whether collaborations of Marvel Rival games are on the cards, including upcoming Marvel token of Fighting Souls. Did not confirm whether or not specific title would be featured in collaborations, but confirmed future plans of collaborations with Marvel titles. While this isn't too surprising, given that the game already features a Spider-Man costume based on the Insomniac series, okay, PlayStation exclusive, it is still exciting that news that players are particularly given a slew of upcoming Marvel titles in the works, including Insomniac's Wolverine, EA's Iron Man, and Arcane, and then also Marvel Rivals has also had collaborations outside of Marvel's sphere, including the Fortnite, and teased maybe even when they asked those similar collaborations with Epic Games could happen in the future. Now, I didn't even think about this. The Disney thing that's happening with all the characters in the Fortnite realm, that they're having their own land of Marvel and Star Wars or whatnot. Maybe they do collabs more with the Marvel aspect of that just in Fortnite. There will also be a continuation of collaborations with other Marvel properties. He confirmed a discussion that Marvel Studios, Marvel Animation, and Disney Plus in future release could be time concedes simultaneously with the other media forms, bringing new costumes and locations into the game at the same time as a movie release, for example. Well, there you go. So if there's another show coming out or another movie coming out, different locations from that, bringing it in, could be really cool. What collaborations do you want to see in Marvel Rivals? So there you go. There's the two stories from Marvel Rivals. Now, again, we've talked about Marvel Rivals as saying that it'll be around for like 2 years. I said minimum 2 years. Actually, I think I said minimum 3 years, if I'm not mistaken. But I have to go back and check. I'll just say 2 years, right? But I'm pretty sure I said 3 years. But I'll go with the 2 just for safety. Okay. But I don't see this going anywhere. I don't see this going anywhere anytime soon. It's just people really like Marvel Rivals. Now, people will look at the Steam charts and go, "Oh, well, they've lost 80% of their population." They'll be back. Not all at the same time, but the people that like certain characters that come to the game, if it's Gambit, Cyclops, Professor X, whatever, they're going to keep putting characters in. They're going to keep changing stuff. They'll put different game modes in. If it's just a 1 month thing, if it's a, completely PvE type of thing, they're seeing what the actual base is, but they already know 12 months in advance, and they're already making these characters. And the data miners that have already looked can tell you that the characters are already done, some of them. In the last update, when they brought in Phoenix, I think it was Phoenix, and maybe it was just Blade, but in the background, you see Doom's character. You see Dr. Doom's character in the background. He opens up like a portal before the game starts. And I'm like, man, they already have his game model inside the game, right? So I can see them, he'll be another character bringing in. Who knows? Maybe he doesn't come in until the actual movie comes out. But now the movie's been delayed. It was supposed to come out in May next year, but now it's being pushed back to December, and maybe it gets pushed back even longer. But that character model is already in the game, so maybe plans changed where they were going to put him in early, and they decided not to because, when I say early, I meant like maybe next May. So within a year and a half, basically, of the game coming out, they have Doom come into the game. But now Doom will probably come in the game when the movie comes in to interact with that type of stuff. I think it's going to be pretty cool if they can keep putting new characters in. I think it'll be pretty cool if not everyone uses all the characters or the balancing issues. But again, if two characters are the same and they have sort of the same abilities, someone might like to use this character over that character just because they like that character. It doesn't really matter if they have the same type of abilities. Now, obviously, they're not going to put all the same type of people in right away because then it will just like they're carbon copying them. So they put in other people specifically to change it up. But Blade sort of plays like Magic and also plays like Psylocke, right? So it's a cross balance. If you drew like circles and the crossing point, they all kind of the same but different, right? It's that James Franco thing. It's the same but different. These characters feel the same, but they're also different because of the characters and the different movesets they have. So I think moving forward, I think Marvel Rivals is going to be around for quite a few years, not just because of them making the characters, just because it's Marvel, and I think they're at the point where they made a good game. Make a game, sell a game. Even though it's a carbon copy in third person of Overwatch, it's doing better because of the Marvel characters, because of the Marvel brand. And there's so many characters that they can put in the game, which gets people excited. And the way they're doing it, right? They're slowly adding more cosmetics, slowly adding more transactions, microtransactions, if it's emotes or dances or whatever. People are buying them, right? More people are buying these things, and that's why they keep expanding. That's why they're putting more characters in, more abilities for people to buy stuff. But these are just my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comment section down below. What do you think of Marvel Rivals? What do you think about the 12-year plan out the door, or that they're still making it further in the distance? Not really a roadmap, but they're telling you, yeah, we have characters for the next couple years. From the leaked characters, I said there's 2.5 years of characters. And that's if they release it every month, and that was before they were releasing every month. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. All right, chat. That was a lot. Let me scroll back up here. What's going on, Mr. Luke? Let's see here. What's going on, Big Bad Mo? All right, scroll past Mo's all hashtags. Morning Jason says, Rivals has prime opportunity to give people what Overwatch 2 promised and didn't deliver. 100%, Jason. 100%. And it's a good game. It really is. It's a really good game. I don't play it as much as I did before, but I logged in this weekend, got all my things done from like the past week, and I liked it. It's a nice game, especially from an older gamer where I don't have a lot of time to play a lot of games, right? So I just take a 2-hour slot, play the game, and I'm done. And I'm done for the week, and I can go back and play it again later. Let's see here. Waterbear says, could you imagine a team up? Move with him and the Black Panther in the back line of the enemy team. He would make Nightcrawler would be such a good character to bring in, because you wouldn't look at him you would look at him as a supporting character, right? He could pull you out. Let's say a guy's getting in trouble, right? And obviously you have to talk and communicate, because he wouldn't know this if you're right, unless he sees your health bar going down. But he can look at your health bar as you're going down, teleport to you, and pull you back, right? Pull you back. That way you're safe and you can heal. Brings you back to the healers. Completely changed. 100% support character, okay? In a different way, where he's not healing you. He's literally just moving people. Or how about one of the things where he could grab somebody else? Maybe he can't do this all the time because he'd be a little disoriented. But he could teleport, grab the healer from the back end of the other team and bring him into the forefront, and then they can destroy you there. Sort of like what Mantis does, where she puts you to sleep type of thing, where she puts you to sleep and you just kind of froze there. Like, you see what I mean? There's a certain same type of ability, but different ability, but almost the same. Well, it would be on a timer, right? But that's what he would be. He hits you, whoop, grabs you, like Mantis does, and then teleports you. It gives you like a couple seconds. He pauses, grabs you, and then teleports you. Jeff eats you up and then swims away. You know what I mean? They could do a lot of different things. Mr. Luke says, I enjoyed the kind of Sarge, Luke saying, I enjoyed it kind of, Sarge. The maps were too small, easily spawned and camping, and so many snipers. We'll talk about the Battlefield stuff in a little bit. Ray says, morning Ray, says the Marvel Rivals community appreciates the assets used in the game. Yeah, 100%. Mr. Luke says Deadpool will be break glass. The players are also leaving quick release Deadpool. Clip says, I swear, Travis, you are a woman. Your mood swings are crazy. I'll just let that be. Let's see. Krebsy says the characters they have added are boring as shit. Without the Marvel skin, the majority of people would say that this game is shallow and boring. Sure. But you can't just say without the Marvel skins, because that's exactly what it is. It's Marvel skins. And that's what people like. You can't just be like, hand wave it without the Marvel skins. That's what it is. Jason says Rise of Hydra will be canceled, I bet. I don't think it'll be canceled. Jason. I think it's a tech demo, and it's one of those tech demos that, and when I say tech demo, I mean it's coming out regardless. It's to push the technology forward. It's a more of a thing of put it out there and show people what you can do with the new engine type of thing. What's going on, Robert Jones? Jason says, when was this news? Because I heard nothing about it being shown. Game of the Year awards, or why would else they announce it in like 6 months away? Oh, I don't know what you guys are talking about. You're probably talking to Travis. Waterbear says 30. Maybe they release Ultimate Alliance mode, PvE, where you also fight mobs in a big baddie Ultron, Doom, Galactus, etc. at the end of the level, or is it just wishful thinking? I think it's wishful thinking, but at the same time, it would be really cool, Water. And again, I'm not asking for a whole single-player like game. I'm just asking for. Remember when we played? What was that one that we played on the mobile phone one? Marvel. What the hell was it called? It wasn't Reforge. Marvel. God, I forget what it was. But anyway, you guys know what I'm talking about. You guys will say it in chat in a little bit. Okay. But you would play that game, and they had that like boss mode where you would go in real fast, kill a few bad guys ahead of time, and you go to the boss battle, and then the boss battle would happen, and you would just go down that list of bosses. That was cool, right? I like that. They could do a mode like that in this game, and I think it would be good. Argus says Marvel Rivals still fun. Waterbear says Crimson Desert was supposed to have the MMO sequel, but they also decided to go single player. I've been following development since 2017. Ron Slusher says, hear me out. Hear me out. Nicki Minaj in Marvel Rivals. Did you see the comparison between Marvel Rivals and Plants vs. Zombies? No. Why would... What is the comparison there, Luke? Future Revolution. That's it. Future Revolution. Thanks, Mr. Luke. Thanks for Waterbear. Yeah, like a raid mode. You know what I'm asking? You know what I'm saying? I'm saying, like, you don't need to give me a Destiny game with the Marvel characters. I'm just asking for... You get in, maybe it's a group of 6, maybe it's by yourself, whatever, and you run through a short, small, little PvE type of thing, boss fight at the end. That would be fun. Something different, just to break up the monotony. You unlock certain things with the character. You could do it for each character. People would play all the characters. Okay, they would go back and play the regular PvP. They would play ranked and quick match. They would play... But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Look, I like it. To me, it's not a game you again, there's people that play like this. To me, Marvel Rivals is not a game you play every single day. Okay? To me, Marvel Rivals, because the way they do it, is perfect. Because if you miss certain things, it just adds up. So if you miss Monday and it goes to Tuesday, and then it goes to Wednesday, it goes to Thursday. If you play on Thursday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday's missions are there. Okay? Just everyday stuff is there. And you can wipe those out in like 45 minutes, and that is respectful for the player's time. Because you're like, I missed it. You don't feel like you have to log in every day. Now, there are things they add into the game that they want you to log in every day. Because if you pay the $3 or $6, whatever it is, and you log in every day, you can only do that thing one a day for 6 days. Excuse me. Or 7 days or whatever it is. Okay? But that right there is what's fun. If I buy the battle pass, which I haven't bought 2 battle passes now, or season passes, whatever, okay, you already own it, and you can complete those anytime you want, okay? If you don't buy it, no harm, no foul. You're like, it's no big deal, whatever, okay? If you don't do the missions each and every single day, they pile up, and then you can do them all in one time, in one day. So it's a good respecting the player's time. Let me see what you guys are saying. Speaking of Destiny, 3, did you sign up for the Destiny mobile game to get the exotic that also gets to take it? No, I'm not playing anything Destiny. Nothing Destiny. I am done with Destiny. Garden Warfare 2, they play similar somewhat. Searched it up. Oh, interesting. Travis says 30. Marvel Rivals would be a great game if they just remake it as Ultimate Alliance. Let's see. Roic says you could have unlockable cosmetics for PvE missions. They could also have rotations to them, and they wouldn't get old as quick. Right, that's what I'm saying, Roic. The comics, right? The comics itself. You could release a new character, and when that character comes out, so let's say Daredevil's the next one, because that's the rumor, right? Daredevil is the next character coming in. Daredevil comes in the game, you can play Daredevil, right? Separately, they have a comic, okay? Just like the other comics. And if you, the player, want to purchase that comic, okay, you could purchase that comic, and in that comic, there's different cells, right? Let's say there's 4 pages, and there's like 6 missions in the 4 pages or something like that, okay? Every time you click on it, it's a thing, just like it happens now, where use Daredevil and get 100,000 points of kills, or use your ultimate or whatever, right? It breaks up the story. You have the comic for Daredevil. Each of the cells, as you complete Daredevil's stuff, unlocks, and now you have the comic for Daredevil. And then when you complete that comic, there's a skin. Or as you complete each mission, there's the emote, and then there's the sound bite, and then there's the thing, and then there's this. You see what I'm saying? That's what they have to do. And they would make a crap ton of money, because the collectors in mind, comic book collectors, would, one, they're okay because you get to play the character free of charge. You don't have to buy the comic, but the comic would be the reason that you're like, oh, you know what? I really like Daredevil. I want to collect the comic. And then down the road, if Daredevil Volume 2 comes out, which is different missions and different stuff, then you could do that as well. And the last cell could be like a boss fight where it's Daredevil versus Kingpin, right? And Kingpin, maybe he's not in the game, but he's a boss that you could fight in the game. And then maybe down the road, they bring in Kingpin as an actual playable character. There's so many things they can do with this, and not every game can do this. Like, Overwatch wouldn't be able to do the same thing because they're not comic book characters, okay? Marvel has the flexibility to do this because it's comic book characters, and you might as well make it like a comic book. All right, let's see. Yeah, it's just a black screen, Travis. You go first person, and you can't see anything. Yeah. All right. Krabby says, if you come to video games for skins before gameplay and story, you're retarded. And if your reason is $20 skins have become the norm. I mean, I'm not saying that that's what it is, but that's what it is, right? Or I'm saying that's not the norm, but I'm saying that's what it is. There's an option there. Microtransactions are not going anywhere. They're not. Okay? And a microtransaction game fits perfect into the Marvel Cinematic Gaming universe because there's a ton of skins that you could purchase for your character if you wanted to. They give you a regular skin. If you like that skin, play that skin. If you don't like that skin, then purchase a skin. No one's forcing you to buy a skin. And if you buy the comic, which gives you story content and a fight like I've described, then if you pay $6 for one skin, or you pay $6 for the comic and it comes with a assortment of missions to do, then that wouldn't just be a microtransaction for a skin. It would be like a package deal, and you're getting all that, plus the content, plus the actual microtransactions. Feels good, man. Says, Krebsy, there's an entire generation growing with paid skins. There's no going back now. Yeah, no, they're here. You as a player, and I'm one of those players, can choose to pay or not pay, and I 99.9% of the time don't pay. Right? I don't buy season passes unless I'm completely done with the season pass first. I have to beat the season pass before I buy the season pass. Now, with Marvel Rivals, it doesn't matter because if you buy the season pass, it doesn't disappear. But my mentality is you complete the season pass. It's like my son, okay? He's not allowed to buy a season pass before he completes it. It's not allowed, okay? I'm trying to teach him young where if you want the season pass, I have no problem with you buying the season pass, but you're not wasting money. So if you're going to put the time in to play the game and complete the season pass and you complete it and go, you know what, I really like the season pass, I want to buy it. Great. By all means, since you already put the time into the game, you can now buy the actual season pass. But if you're going to buy the season pass before you complete it and then you don't complete it and that's $10 wasted, no, that's not going to happen. All right, let's see here. Eclipse says, yeah, the Ginshi games make like $1 billion a year still. Yeah, but no one's playing them. No one's playing them. Yeah. Right? I'm not here advocating to buy microtransactions. I'm trying to put into perspective of Marvel Rivals, if they do stuff like this, they will make more money because they're putting value and respecting the player's time. All right. We're going to be talking a lot about Battlefield. Okay. Battlefield 6 in particularly. Okay. If you guys like what I do here, make sure you hit that like button. It helps the channel, right? We hit our milestone on this channel. We've never hit, was it 2,000? I think we're at 2,000. Hold on. 2,580, which probably means someone will back out. Okay. But we never hit the 580 mark. For 7 months, we've been stuck at 2,570 and 79. It goes up 8, goes down 4. Goes up 3, goes down 4. Right? We've never hit that moment, and now we've surpassed the 2,580 mark. Okay? So if you hit that like button, okay? If you hit that like button, it helps this small channel out. Okay? I make lots of different content on here. I make live streams. I do podcasts. I do interviews. I do uploads. Okay, we do gameplay. So lots of different things. All I'm asking is hit that like button, because if you hit that like button, that means someone else that likes other content like this. If you watch Ginger Prime, let's say, okay, and you also watch me, it says, hey, if you like Ginger Prime, you might like 30. And the person hits the like button and goes, hey, if you like this type of content, you might like this type of content as well. So it helps us out. So make sure you hit that like button if you're here. Or dislike. I don't actually give a shit which one you hit. It's just if you're here and you like the content or dislike the content, let people know that you dislike it or like it. You see what I'm saying? So, appreciate it. All right, the next story. Former Blizzard president predicts Battlefield 6 is going to boot stomp Black Ops 7 because of Call of Duty has become lazy. Now, I could have told you that Call of Duty was lazy years ago. Actually, I have said that Call of Duty has been lazy. I've called it the Madden football of first-person shooters, which is kind of funny because they're not made by EA. EA is Battlefield, and now Battlefield will probably be the Madden football of first-person shooters. But we'll get there. We'll get there. Okay, if you guys like what I do, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you'd like to go above and beyond that, become a member as little as $5. Okay. Former Blizzard president predicts Battlefield 6 is going to boot stomp Black Ops 7 because of Call of Duty has some lazy, or is lazy. Former Blizzard president Mikey Barra. Mikey Barra has had some hot takes, man. more more wrong than right, but he's got some hot takes. This time, these days, he's the one that said you should tip developers. Like, what? The tip is paying for the fucking game, right? Here's a tip. Make a game, sell a game. There's your tip, okay? Technically not gambling daily fantasy sports company, but that doesn't mean it's a thoughts of video games. Late last year, his opinion on Marvel Rivals is just Overwatch ripoff. And water's wet, and the sun comes up. Hey, look, the sun's up. The sky is blue. Thanks, Mikey Barra. Okay. He says, which did not sit well with the PC gamer. Okay, is also good now. He's back to say his year's Battlefield 6 is going to stomp Call of Duty's guts out. We actually use the term boot stomp, but given subject matter, military shooters, I think my choice of wording is more on point anyway. Battlefield will boot stomp Call of Duty this year, Ibarra wrote on X. But the real win here is Call of Duty won't be lazy anymore, and it also will get better first-person shooter games for it. What? I have a question. Did we not live through the mid-2000 teens, right? Call of Duty and Battlefield have always been head-to-head. Okay? One is gigantic, and one was just whatever. Okay? One sold tens of millions of copies, one sold millions of copies. They were both competing the entire time since 2003. Okay? And for some strange reason, we're going to say now that Battlefield's going to stomp Call of Duty, and Call of Duty doesn't have to be lazy anymore. They haven't had competition the entire time, even when Battlefield was better than what Battlefield 6 is right now, right? Battlefield Bad Company 1 and 2 was better than Battlefield 6. Battlefield 3 and 4 is better than Battlefield 6. Battlefield 1 is better than Battlefield 6. But people forget, and I understand that because a lot of people that played Battlefield, okay, have grown up and they're older now. It's 20 years later, so if you were 20 years old, now you're 40 years old, okay? If you never played a Battlefield game and this is your first Battlefield entrant into the game, you're like, oh my God, this is amazing. And you would be correct. It is. It feels fun. It looks awesome. It is what it is. But they have 4 studios working on this game for 4 years, and they finally got it to under the bar of Bad Company 2, 3, 4, and 1. Did they add stuff in this game to make it better? Like the dragging, which should have been in Battlefield 5, which is 7 years ago. Okay, did they add like the climb and mount, the mounting stuff where you can hurl over stuff and you do like a tuck and roll type of thing when you roll on the ground? Yeah, that's great. When you blow up a car and the gas goes on the ground and you see the fire on the ground, cool. There are upgrades that they haven't put in games before, but the majority of Battlefield 6 is still under Bad Company 2, Battlefield 3, Battlefield 4, Battlefield 1, but everyone's comparing it to 2042, which by definition is the worst Battlefield ever, okay? It was not because of worse than Hardline. Hardline sold less, but Battlefield 2042 was a broke, buggy game. Like, broke. Not broke like Battlefield 3 and 4, okay? Battlefield 3 and 4, they had to change for the online stuff like that. No, Battlefield 2042 was just broke. Okay? For 18 months. 18 months. They had to remap the maps because the maps were so bad. And everyone's like, yeah, it's better than 2042. Yeah, great. You're comparing it to one of the worst games they've ever released instead of comparing it to the best games they've ever released. But I digress. The defendant has picked his subsequent reply post saying that Call of Duty has gone downhill for years since Infinity War 2016. Everyone said that 2019 was one of the best games, which is Modern Warfare 2, if I'm not mistaken, right? Which is, 10 years after the last Modern Warfare 2? Okay. Rainbow colors, people are sick of it. Luckily, Battlefield will force them to change it. I don't know if it'll force them. I don't know about you guys, but I don't want my first-person shooter games all being the same. Now, I do understand the competition. Okay? I understand that. I've said that in past broadcasts on GXG. Okay? I'm okay with competition. I want competition. But this Battlefield, all of a sudden, everyone, think about the mentality here. Everyone defended Call of Duty for the last 20 years. Let's just go the last 5 years. Everyone's like, oh, this is the greatest Call of Duty. They buy Call of Duty every single year. But now they're admitting to themselves that Call of Duty is in a bad spot. Well, guess what, assholes? It's because of you guys. You that keep buying Call of Duty every single year is the reason Call of Duty is shit. I know it's hard to believe. The reason Call of Duty is shit is because of you. Those of you that are purchasing the game every single year and accepting what they give you, saying it's the best ever. And only now, because Nicki Minaj has been in the game for 2 years or 3 years, and Warzone is now Battle Royale, and Battle Royale has become Fortnite but for adults, okay? Now everybody is like, well, they've lost their identity. They just have too many skins, and I'm tired of it. Oh, yeah, you're tired of it? Do you know why they put all that skins in there? Do you know why they changed Call of Duty for what it is? Because of you. Because you went that direction, and that's why they did it. They did what you asked for. You paid for stupid cosmetics, so they gave you more stupid cosmetics. They gave you Warzone because you wanted Battle Royale. Battle Royale's amazing. I can't believe it. This is the greatest Battle Royale ever. They gave you this stuff because that's what you paid for, you morons. But now those people are like, Battlefield 6, Battlefield 6. Oh, man, this is going to stomp Call of Duty. Yeah, because you're just going to come over here and ask for what Call of Duty was. And then they're going to make Battlefield 6 into Call of Duty. And it was like, this is so much better. It's the same fucking game. You've turned this game, you've turned Call of Duty into Fortnite, and now you want Battlefield to turn into Call of Duty, which then will turn into Fortnite. But we're not gonna sell you shitty skins, right? We're not gonna sell you shitty skins. Congratulations, you played yourself. Okay. Generally, take exception to any of the characterizations of the game developers are lazy. Okay, and it holds here too. But at the same time, it's hard to argue that Call of Duty hasn't become routine. Black Ops 7 almost feels like the parody title of 7 of them. Really. And 2023's entry, because 2024 was Black Ops 6, was the second sequel reboot of Call of Duty sub-series from 2007. You're just noticing this now, Mike? You're just noticing this now? You just noticed now that Call of Duty is redoing the stuff that they did in the early 2000s? Amazing. You're such... What a psychic. Okay? Still wouldn't call it lazy, but stagnant. He says, I may be biased. I'm not a Call of Duty fan by any measure, but I also say, yeah, absolutely. The other part of Ibarra's big bet in the real question is, can Battlefield 6 finally score a win over Call of Duty it's been chasing pretty much forever? Not pretty much forever. Has been forever. Since the start of both franchises, Battlefield, and I'm a Battlefield fan, has always lost to Call of Duty. Early signs are positive. The open beta has already made its most popular Battlefield of all time on Steam. More importantly, PC Gamer's resident Call of Duty expert, Morgan Park, has declared that Battlefield 6 is making an excellent case to skip Call of Duty this year. Which doesn't guarantee anything, because the real change, or real challenge Battlefield is facing is simple. Okay, Call of Duty is habit for an awful lot of people. And the great thing is about habit is that we do them without thinking. If Battlefield really knocks it out of the park this year, and Call of Duty continues to coast, we would absolutely set the table for real power shift in future years. But full-on stomping this year seems like a long shot to me. Okay, so I'm confused. Is the writer saying that? Yeah, stomping, yeah. So Sarge said something interesting on GXG this past week, right? He said that because Bad Company 2 was so well received, even though it sold less, but people talked about it so well, is the reason that Battlefield 3 sold so well the next round, right? Because Battlefield Bad Company 2 came out, people played it, sold well, sold like 6-7 million copies, okay? And people played it. And then over the longevity of the game, people talked about it, and they said, this is a good game, this is a good game, this is a good game. And people didn't want to get in after the fact. A lot of people like to get in on the ground floor. So they said, nah, I don't really want that, right? And everyone's like, I want a modern-day shooter. I want a modern-day shooter. It was modern day. Battle Company was a modern day, okay? But now Battlefield 3 came out, and then it exploded because people were like, oh, damn. They had Levolution, right? There was a lot of stuff happening. Lots of consoles were out there at the time. PCs, consoles, a lot more people, okay? And that was a big selling factor. Battlefield 6 is coming off a lull. Battlefield 1 sold well. Battlefield 5 did not. Battlefield 2042 did not, okay? I think Battlefield 2042 had more refunds than sales, okay? Now we have Battlefield 6. This is just the beta. Marketing campaign, and we'll get that in a second, okay? Between the event that they happened, with all the content creators that they brought out and paid for, okay, through NDAs or hotel stays or food or actual cash, whatever it is. I don't know each individual, okay? But we know they spent a crap ton of money, right? Everyone's like, well, it's a beta, it's a beta, it's a beta, it's a beta. Well, if it was a beta, we could give feedback, right? Betas, by definition, is that we can give feedback. So when people start giving feedback for the beta, then we have these people that have never played Battlefield before that are coming over from Call of Duty and defending, well, it's just a beta. Guys, calm down. You guys don't know what you're talking about. It's just a beta. It's a beta. It's a beta. It's a beta. It's a beta. Well, let me ask you something. Let's go to their Twitter account. Right? Let's go to their Twitter account for a second. Let me bring it up for you. Let's go to Battlefield. Let's go to their main Twitter account. Okay? This is their main Twitter account. It's a beta, right? It's a beta, meaning feedback should be here. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're like, well, this is not the form for their beta to give feedback. But yet, where on this list is anything, hey, give us your feedback, okay? Right? August 10th, we've seen your early feedback, but for the entire time, okay, the entire time, it's just a big marketing thing. Hey, open beta, share your destruction, give us your destruction receipts, show this, right? No feedback. No feedback. Right? They're just promoting the game like it's out, but it's not out. It's a beta, right? Betas are meant for feedback. So people are giving their feedback. They're telling you what is bad with the game, what's not good with the game, what is good with the game. Okay, they're giving you feedback. But for some reason, the people that just want to eat the shit up are like, well, you can't talk about the maps because it's a beta. You can't talk about the guns because it's a beta, right? We understand it's a beta. Hence, betas are the reason to give feedback. So if I tell you your LMG sucks because it feels like a pea shooter, and someone goes, well, I had no problems with the LMG, but everybody else is like, yeah, the LMG is a little lackluster. Shotguns are too OP, right? Maps don't feel good. Maps are not big. Everyone's like, well, you don't know what's happening with the rest of the map. Hello, McFly. I'm giving you feedback on the maps that we played. And the maps that we played are tiny for Battlefield. Well, you don't know what they're going to have. You're just assuming. No, I'm not assuming anything. I'm giving you feedback on the actual maps that we played. And the actual maps we played are fucking small. That's a feedback. That's a feedback loop. Okay? On certain game modes, they're better than the rest. Breakthrough, the maps feel better than they did in Conquest mode. In Conquest mode, your map design is shit because you can pin someone back at their HQ, which shouldn't happen. This is why you need to expand and put more wider area out so you don't get pinned in your area. So there's a flank that could actually happen. Okay? But the feedback is pushed back as, I have a perfect video for this. I just thought about it. Criticism equals hate. Okay? Go watch that video. Okay? Constructive criticism is hate, which is not. Constructive criticism is constructive criticism. I'm giving you feedback on the things that we played. I'm not blindly liking something because, oh man, I'm having fun. I did have fun. But I'm also giving you feedback on the thing that you wanted me to give you feedback on. But this is not about feedback. This beta is not about feedback. This beta is a marketing push. A marketing push so much that they gave code after code after code. Okay? Get ready for the beta. Show us your stuff. This is what it is. Be a sniper. Show us your engineer. Right? Watch this on Twitch. Do this. Now, obviously, I understand from a gaming developer, it's much easier for them to be like, hey, 1 million people are playing the game. We get a lot of feedback, and then we'll go back and fix it, right? But when Battlefield players, okay, when Battlefield players are giving you feedback, and the people that are not Battlefield people come in, and they start defending Battlefield, I don't know how it works in the Call of Duty world, okay, but when we get feedback in the Battlefield community, we want them to fix things. I think everyone in Call of Duty is just like, it's perfect, fix the noob tube. It's too powerful to kill streak. We want Battlefield to be Battlefield. Now, this is where it comes into gatekeeping, okay? Which is funny because we talked about Souls-likes last week about how people don't want easy mode or whatnot because they just want the game to be what it is, okay? And the people that are not Battlefield fans, that are now Battlefield fans, are upset because they're like, oh, you're gatekeeping because new players want to come in and they want to play Battlefield. And we're like, great, come on in. We're okay with you playing Battlefield. We're not okay with is coming into Battlefield and turning Battlefield into Call of Duty. Because if I wanted to play Call of Duty, I would go play Call of Duty, right? If I wanted smaller maps, I go play Call of Duty. Battlefield is a large-scale, not realistic, but large-scale team play battles. Now, there are larger maps, but the maps are not as big as they are in the past Battlefield games. And I get it. As developers, they have to look and go, what can we do to make it look and feel like the old Battlefields, which they've done. It was a lot of fun this weekend when I played it, okay? So let me go into, before we go into TimTheTatman's little rant here, okay, I want to tell you a little bit about what I liked about the Battlefield, okay? Some pros for you, okay? It's nice that there's a lot of interest in Battlefield, okay? I love seeing 500,000 people want to play Battlefield because as a Battlefield player, I'm like, great, this is great. I want to see the numbers go up so I can get into matches and have more fun and I don't have to wait and you know what I mean? Like, I think that's great. I think it's great that the interest of the people, right? Now, the gunplay felt good. Didn't feel great. It felt good. Okay? Mechanics felt a little weird. Like, some of the guns didn't kick as hard. Okay? Some of them don't sound as good. Now, the sound design overall is fantastic. When that jet flies over and the guns and the tank and the buildings collapsing and all the stuff happening around you, excellent. It makes you feel like you're in the actual battlefield. Okay? But the gunplay, I don't know if it's the hitboxes. They've had the same issue now for a decade. Battlefield 5, hit detection was bad. 2042, the hit detection was bad. And in this, the hit detection is bad, right? So much so, last night, my 10-year-old son was watching me play. I wasn't saying anything. I was just playing the game. He saw me shoot somebody, okay, multiple times before that person even took a shot at me. He goes, now, he plays a lot of Fortnite. A lot of Fortnite he plays, okay? And he's like, what's that? And I said, what's what? He's like, that guy should be dead. I said, yeah, it's just the hit detection. He's like, well, that's not right. He's like, that person, you beat him in a fight. I said, I know. I said, but whatever it is. Now, I don't know if it's desync because a lot of people are saying this. I thought I was going crazy, okay? I would use a gun, and I would shoot someone, and you would see the hit markers on the side, and it would say like 5 hits or whatever. And then it felt like you were only being shot twice and being killed in 2 seconds, okay? Not a headshot, just body shots or whatever. And I was like, why does it feel like I have to throw more bullets at them than they throw at me? It kind of made no sense. If you're using an LMG, you understand what I'm talking about, okay? So there's some discrepancy happening there with the gunplay. In Battlefield 2042, you could literally shoot them, and they wouldn't detect it. That was happening, not a lot, but it was happening inside of, right? And someone might come in and go, well, it's just a beta. It's a beta 30. It's a beta. Yeah, no, I understand it's a beta, hence why I'm giving feedback, okay? Because I don't want this to be like it is in the main game, how it was in 2042, okay? The visual polish of this and the destructibility from a plain gamer, not a Battlefield guy, right? If I've never played a Battlefield before, ever, and I played this beta this weekend, It is phenomenal. Phenomenal. Buildings crashing down, the explosions happening, the cars blowing up, fire on the ground, the chaoticness. It feels amazing. You know why it feels amazing? Because you come from Call of Duty, which doesn't do any of that. Okay? So it feels amazing. You're like, I've never played a Battlefield before. Is this what I've been missing? Feels phenomenal. Okay? But if you are a Battlefield guy, okay, if you're a Battlefield person, you'll look at this and go, something's missing, right? Something's missing. Because the visuals in Battlefield Bad Company, I'm not talking about the visuals like graphic-wise. I'm talking about like the destruction of the building. In Battlefield Bad Company 2, which is 15 years old, okay, you could destroy a whole building and the roof collapses and breaks apart and there's a rubble pile. It doesn't disappear. It's a rubble pile that's there. Okay, you can't use that building anymore. Everything's devastated. 2-story, whatever. Okay, in this game, okay, they have the foundation, and I call it the Wizard of Oz syndrome, where the great and powerful wizard looks like this big being, a big head, green head. You're like, man, that's impressive. That's a wizard, man. He's magic. He's a great, powerful wizard. But when you start looking at it, it's like it explodes, and it goes from the big cloud happens. It goes from clean to destructed, and there's like rubble inside the buildings already, okay? The buildings feel like they should crumble more. Now, I get it. If you're new to the thing, you're like, this is amazing. Again, the bar, and if you guys are watching me for the first time or you're watching me multiple times, you know I've talked about, okay, the bar being set. We don't set the bar. The bar is not set by us. The bar is set by the people making the video game. Battlefield has set the bar 15 plus years ago with Battlefield Bad Company. This was the bar, right? And then Battlefield 3 came out and kind of hit the bar, but fell a little short because of the issues they had when it launched and whatnot. But then it surpassed the bar of Battlefield Bad Company, right? They put Levolution in there, blow up dams, buildings collapsing. We're like, oh my God, it's amazing. Okay. Then Battlefield 4 and then so on. And then Hardline kind of fell down again. And Battlefield 1, amazing destruction. Okay. This bar of Battlefield 6 is not even at the bar that was set 15 years ago. Okay. It's not set from 9 years ago from Battlefield 1. It's like right underneath. Okay. And people can look at this and go, well, it's a beta. It's a beta. Maybe it'll surpass. Maybe. But every game since Bad Company 2, 3, 4, Hardline, 1, 5, 2042 have all been broke, buggy, and unfinished at launch and then fixed afterwards. Battlefield 1 was the quickest they fixed, okay? But everyone has been broken, buggy at launch. So I'm assuming that this one will do the same in some way, shape, or form. Something's going to happen. I don't want it to happen. I'm just taking this from what's happened in the past of the last 15 years, okay? So look at the destruction. The destruction's cool. It's awesome. It's great if you're new. If you're a Battlefield person, you're like, yeah, great. Congratulations. You almost got it back to what it was. Okay. The engaging gameplay moments. Okay. This is great. The combat feels cinematic. Okay. Like the immersion of chaos that's happening inside this game is amazing. Okay. The tank play feels good, but doesn't feel good. Like the tanks don't feel weighty for some reason, but they're fun to use, if that makes sense, right? So the movement of the actual characters, it's good. It feels good, right? It's like fast, but not super fast. It's not Call of Duty fast, but it's faster than what it used to be, right? Especially they brought Battlefield 5's movement, and if you guys know what I'm talking about, if you played 5 compared to 1 you move very slow. Not as slow as Hell Let Loose, but slow, okay? But in Battlefield 5, they ranked it up. They cranked it up a little bit, right? This feels somewhere between Battlefield 5 and Call of Duty as far as the movement speed and the responsiveness of the players, okay? The stability of the game feels solid. Every once in a while, I would get a hitch or here or two on console. I didn't play on PC, and it varies on graphic cards and whatever else kind of PC you have set up, okay? I had no issues except for one time. It was I think it was Friday night. No, it was Saturday night. Obviously, open beta. It was like stuttering big time. It was desyncing a little bit, and that was a problem. Okay, obviously not going to put too many points deducted for that for the beta because that's what it's for. It's testing the server stability. Okay, now here's my cons. Okay, here's my cons of the thing. Time to kill feels way too fast. Okay, and I say feels way too fast because I don't know if it's a desynced issue or if it was something that was baked into the actual game. Okay, I think it's more of a desync, so I'm not going to worry about it too much yet. Okay, we'll see what happens next weekend, and we'll also see when it launches. I'm not buying it when it comes out. I have just issues with the map design and stuff like that. Okay, map design and scale issue. Certain maps, if you're coming from Call of Duty and you're playing Domination or you're playing King of the Hill, okay, it's right up your alley. Small maps, feel chaotic, smaller teams. That's not why I play Battlefield. That's not why most people play Battlefield. Now, I get it. There's a mode there. You want to play, it's there for you. Okay? I play Battlefield for the wide openness. I play Battlefield for the squad play and the giant maps. A lot of people are criticizing the maps are too small and congested, diminishing, right, the classic, like, frontline feel of what Battlefield is. Okay? This is kind of leaning more towards Call of Duty style type of stuff. Even the larger maps. I was playing a lot of Breakout, or Breakthrough. Okay? And the Breakthrough was the larger map shrunk down to sections. So you take A and move forward. People are calling it rush mode. It's more operations. Okay, which I'm fine with. I kind of like the small sections, but I kind of wish they would expand the map a little bit, even for those sections, right? We're going to be probably playing Battlefield 1 this Wednesday with Sarge, shooting the shit with Sarge. And we're kind of going to compare, like, the maps there compared to Battlefield 6, right? So that was a little bit of a problem. The map size and design, to me, the Cairo map felt good, but it needs to be bigger. It needs to be bigger. Or more verticality, right? Now, I know there's glitches. I saw people getting up on top of the rooftops and stuff like that. That was normal back in the other Battlefield days. Like, you would go up on a skyscraper and shoot down, and there was 3-story buildings and 5-story buildings and mountaintops and stuff like that. And people are looking at this game going, oh my God, they're glitching up on the mountain. They're getting up on top of the rooftops. Like, that was Battlefield before. Now it's a glitch because you can get up on top of a thing because you're climbing up a debris. Okay? So it's a little strange to me coming from a Battlefield player to people that have never played Battlefield and looking at this going, oh, well, right? Verticality is a huge thing in Battlefield. Mountains, buildings, rooftops, okay, water towers, whatever, scaffolding. So, a little weird. Visual and gameplay glitches, right? Visual and gameplay glitches. There was a couple of times, not a lot, but maybe you guys saw this. I would call it a lightsaber would shoot out of the ground. I don't know what it was. It was literally like a blue-colored lightsaber that would shoot out of the ground. You know, like certain times when games like glitch, you see like a giant thing fly through happening every once in a while. Also, another glitch was happening. The character models with the long necks would happen, which has happened in basically every single Battlefield game. So that's just par for course. Another thing would be that what was the other one I was thinking of? There was one more thing. Well, besides the weapon balance and stuff like that, I can't think of it. Maybe it'll come back to me. Okay. Now, also the cheating concerns. First-person shooter game. We'll see what happens. Now, because it's more popular, more people are wanting to play Battlefield, you're going to have more cheaters in Battlefield than you had in the past. I came across a couple, shooting me through walls or shooting me through behind mountains or rocks where I'm in cover, and they're on the opposite side of me, never peeked my head up, and they still killed me. Knowing where I'm at before anyone could spot me. It's just, obviously you can never say like 100% cheater, but if you know type of thing. The worst part about this game is the user interface. The UI is garbage. From the beginning of the loading screen when you first get into the game, from the where it gives you all the news and stuff, and then you got to scroll down, and then you're going left and right from that menu system to getting your gun and the situation. I hate it. It's like they decided they hired someone like Netflix to come in and make the UI system for this game. Terrible, okay? They don't tell you certain things. Mr. Luke was playing with me this weekend and said, hey, did you find the compass? I was like, no, there's no compass. He said, there is a compass. I said, what do you mean? There's no compass in the game. He's like, there is a compass in the game. You have to go to settings, right? And I went, holy shit. I went back and looked at every single footage of every single YouTuber, content creator across the thing since the event. At the event itself, nobody had a compass on. Now, I know what you're saying. You're like, well, the other Battlefields didn't have a compass. When you're shooting someone and say, hey, 240 north, 300 west, everyone's like, where's west? Where's 200? Nobody knows that because they don't have their compass on. Okay? You have to go into the settings and not just like, hey, gameplay settings, UI. No, you have to go in the settings, down to the bottom, into modify, into the thing, then put the compass on. Why is the compass not on? I don't know. The fact that the compass wasn't on at the event itself, okay, that the compass wasn't on at the event itself is mind-boggling to me, okay? Mind-boggling to me. All right? I had people talk to me in the beta, right? So that was one of the things. Now, the visual auditory stuff, okay? I like that you're engaged in the combat and shit's blowing up and things are gutting, gunfire's happening. Here's one of the glitches that wasn't happening. Suppression. Suppression not working correctly, okay? It gives me credit when I shoot at somebody and it says suppression, 5 points, okay? But suppression is not working. When you see the entire mountain lit up with snipers, and as an LMG, as a support guy, your whole role is to support, meaning you're putting shields down for your stuff. You're putting ammo down to resupply, or you're reviving people, and you have 100 bullets for a reason. To keep the guys' heads down so your team can move up. But suppression's not working. And if it was working, you could go into the settings and you could diminish all of that because of the blurriness and because of the thing. And you can lower all of that so it doesn't affect you as much. What's the point? What's the point of suppression if, one, suppression's not working, and if, two, suppression was working, I could tune down all that stuff so my screen's not shaking. The whole point of me suppressing you is so you can't get a shot off, right? So that's broke. Broke. Okay. So those are my good and bad of what I liked about Battlefield 6 this weekend, right? I actually really enjoyed my time with the game. I went to level 20. I almost got all the things completed through all the classes. I'm a little short on the assault, and I'm a little short on the engineer stuff because you have to get like 3,000. I think I'm at like 1,500 or whatever it was, okay? I had fun. I had way more fun when I was playing with friends, right? When I played with Sarge, when I played with Mr. Luke, when I played with Aku, right? I had a lot more fun staying with the group and doing stuff. There was a couple of people I found, okay, where you could tell they were Battlefield guys because they would invite you to a party and then you would talk to them, okay? They knew that you knew, that they knew, that we all knew what we were doing, okay? Which I love. That is the moment, okay? For what I played, didn't sell me on the game of Battlefield 6, right? They said they have 15 maps, but 9 at launch, so I'm going to hold off. One, I want to see way more maps. I want to make sure there's bigger maps. Now, there's a chart out there that says there's like 2 large maps, 3 medium-sized maps, 2 smaller maps, or whatever it is, and that's the 9, okay? I want larger maps. I want larger maps. Where people are like, no, I like the small maps because you're Call of Duty guys. And this is the crux of our next conversation. But before I get to that point, let me know what you guys think. Did you guys like the beta this weekend? Did you enjoy yourself in the beta this weekend, right? I liked it. I didn't love it, Okay? I would not say that Battlefield's back yet. Now, obviously, the cool kids are playing the game now, so it's going to have a larger audience. And people are going to be like, this game's going to be huge. And it might be huge. But as I said, leading up to this beta, where I haven't played it, we just saw footage, I said, the identity of Battlefield is on the balance right now of losing what Battlefield is. Okay? Just like Call of Duty has lost its identity, and people are abandoning ship Call of Duty to come over to Battlefield so they can make Battlefield into Call of Duty. Okay? They're losing what Battlefield is. But again, these are just my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comment section down below. Please make sure you share, like, subscribe. And if you like what I do here, check out some of our other videos. Thanks for watching. All right, let me see what you guys are saying. Let me scroll back up here. Let's see. Waterbear says, the snappiness is there with the gunplay, but when I'm first and I'm aiming at the shoot, it feels like I'm a boss fight in Elden Ring. I get hit twice and I'm down. Yeah, I think that's a desync. I think that's a desync, Water. I think what happens is they shot you more than what you think they shot you at, and you only see the two, but it actually does more damage because it's not registering the other hits. Argus says, I have OG Launch Edition disc, PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 5 Pro, Portal 2, DualSense controllers, black DualSense, Edge. Oh, you're talking about something else, okay. Robert Jones talks about Argus, Titan collecting the dust. Okay, you guys are talking about consoles. Robert Jones says, I think the TTK is fast, and they also have a standard desync super bullet issue at times. Yes, that is another thing, Robert. The desync of the super thing. Like, sometimes you get hit, and you're like, what the hell? Like, I'm behind a rock, not peeking over, and all of a sudden I get shot and I'm dead. I'm like, so did I get shot before I dove and I didn't get hit until after the fact? Something strange is going on. What's going on, Sin? Titan says, I think smaller maps is how they get away with releasing the game this year. Obviously, we all want epic big maps. Perhaps, Titan, perhaps, but I also think the smaller maps are because they're going for Call of Duty's launch, right? I think they're going for Call of Duty's launch, which I don't think is a bad thing, by the way. I just think that they're trying to become something they're not supposed to be. And someone that's not a Battlefield traditional fan, I should say, would think I'm gatekeeping. But I don't want my game turning into Call of Duty. Otherwise, I would just go play Call of Duty, right? A lot of people want competition, but at the same time, there is competition for Battlefield. There's plenty of other games like Battlefield-esque type of things, military sim shooters, right? Not exactly one for one. There's Hell Let Loose, there's Armor Reforged, there's now Delta Force, there's BattleBit Remaster. BattleBit Remaster feels more like Battlefield than Battlefield right now, okay? There's other games out there for competition. I don't want Battlefield to become Call of Duty, and I definitely don't want Battlefield to become Battle Royale, and we'll get to that in a second. Let's see here. It's a military shooter. There's a fucking compass. Let's see. Runny and gunny, but no talkie-talkie. Water says, as a support player's suppression fire is my main thing. Yeah, and you can't do it in this game. Feels Good Man says, 2 out of 3 Battlefield 6 demo maps felt like they were ripped out of Call of Duty. 100%. And a lot of people's feedback right now, Feels Good, is us complaining about the maps are too small, is that let's wait and see. I don't need to wait and see. That's a map in the game right now, and it's too small, right? It's too small. Don't get me wrong. There are maps like Metro and stuff like that that were infantry. I'm not complaining about the infantry thing, right? There could be maps. All I'm saying is there needs to be more larger maps than smaller maps. And I don't know what type of maps they have yet, and I'm not going to know until after launch, and I'm not buying it before launch because I got to see the maps. Because if they come out with only 2 large maps, I'm not getting it right away. I'll wait till they have 15 maps in, and then if there's like 3 or 4 maps that are large. Mr. Luke says it's because it turned off all the efforts to be suppressed. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Travis says Impressive 30 has put in more effort into pro and con lists than they did in the actual game. Sarge says, what's the point of suppression? Ron says, at least Concord doesn't have small maps. Yeah, in a bingo card, Ron always talks about Concord every single day. He's got to put some joke in there. El Nini says already pre-ordered. Congratulations. Pay for me, El Nini, and I don't mean pay for me as the buy me the game. I'm talking about pay for me, pay for the $100 edition, so I can get it for $20 later, and they feel good about themselves. Mr. Luke says, I had fun. Reminded me of Battlefield 4. Feels Good Man says, the gunplay / combat has improved, but none of it matters if they completely change the style of maps. I was like torn this weekend. I was like, I'm playing because I truly enjoyed playing. But then as I was running through the maps and doing stuff, I was like, I feel like this game will be good 8 months from now. Like, it's good, but it will be Battlefield 8 months from now, not now, right? And a lot of people are chucking in it has a single-player campaign. And I'm like, great. But that's not why I play Battlefield. Now, Bad Company 2, I love the campaign in there. I like the stories in Battlefield 1, but I play for the multiplayer. I play for the large-scale battles and whatnot. Battlefield 6 had its moments, only when I knew I was playing with Battlefield friends. Eclipse says, the larger maps was so bad, if you didn't have a top advantage, everyone else was using a sniper, and you were screwed. The snipers have to get tuned a little bit. Okay, the glint has to come down, and I think they've already acknowledged that. There was a desync happening. I was also watching a bunch of metrics while I played. Charlie's Hawk said that's what that was at that time that Tatman said. What was it that time? We haven't watched it yet. We haven't watched TimTheTatman yet. We'll talk about that in a second. Sarge says 9 maps, and 2 of them are semi-big. What the fuck? Water says, right now, COD Light wrapped in Battlefield skin, trying to find itself and almost there, but still fighting within itself. Look, it's gonna be popular. It's gonna be popular. But I'm telling you, the popularity of Battlefield turning into COD is going to kill Battlefield. Obviously, the game itself will succeed. I said 10 to 12 million copies will sell in its thing, right? But if Battlefield takes off with all these other things and the smaller maps and the Battle Royale and all this other stuff, well, then that is the problem if Battlefield loses itself. Robert Jones says to me, the maps are only too small if there are no large maps. I prefer a mixed sizes, and they always had a mix. The ratio is debatable. I'm not worried. Like I said, Jones, I know there's smaller maps. I just said I want more larger maps than smaller maps. And that's why I said I don't know what they're doing. Hence, I have to wait for the game to come out. And if there's more larger maps than smaller maps, then maybe I'll purchase it sooner rather than later. But if there's smaller maps more than large maps, I'll wait until they have more maps in. We know there's 15 maps based on leaks, and there are only 9 at launch, so I'll wait. Ron Slusher says, Battlefield is becoming COD, and COD will become Battlefield. Yes. Finkel is Einhorn, and Einhorn is Finkel. All right. Let's watch this next thing, which is TimTheTatman. TimTheTatman is talking. It says, TimTheTatman rants about Battlefield 6 Battle Royale. Now, I watched about the first 2 minutes of this, right? It's a 10-minute video, okay? I like watching Tim. Tim's very entertaining to me. I watch him even for games that I don't even like, right? Call of Duty and stuff like that, right? I just think his clips anyway. I don't watch him live. Okay, I think he's a fun guy. Now, I get a lot of people don't like TimTheTatman or whatever. Okay, I'm talking about him in a way because he's talking about Battlefield 6, which I love Battlefield. I am a Battlefield guy. Tim is not a Battlefield guy, right? He says he's played Battlefield in the past, right? Played it when he was younger and whatnot. Okay, we're about, I don't know, I think he's like 34, 35, so we're about 15 years apart, 13 years apart. Okay, so when he was playing at 12, I was already in my 20s, right? So if we both played Battlefield 1942 at the same time, he played a completely different way than I played it, and that's nothing against him, right? But in the last decade, since Battlefield 1, I would say 9 years, he hasn't played Battlefield. He's played Call of Duty. He's played Fortnite. He's played all these other ones, okay? So I get that he likes what he's playing, and he's having a good time with it, right? So let's see what he has to say about the Battle Royale, right? If you guys like what I do here, we just do this commentary. We talk about gaming topics, news stories, have conversation with you guys in chat. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. TimTheTatman's link is in the description down below. So if you want to watch me stopping and pausing and talking and commenting to him, you can just watch what he wants to say. All right, so here we go.
Also, I'm going to talk about this for 1 second, bro. I see people talking about like Battlefield doesn't need to be BR.
It doesn't. It doesn't need a BR. It doesn't need a BR. Okay. And I know what he says here in a bit, and I'll let him talk, and then I'll comment.
Can you guys just let us have one that like BRs? Like, I mean, dude, I don't. There's some.
Listen to what he just said. Let me rewind that for a second.
That like BRs. Like, can you guys just let us have one that like BRs? Like,
can you let us have one of these BRs? Am I confused here? Has there been no other BRs that he likes? Apex Legends, Fortnite, what other fucking ones came out that I forgot? Splitgate, right? Like, all of these games that have come out that had Battle Royale in them. Hell, Battlefield even had a Battle Royale. Firestorm and whatnot, right? It didn't happen. It didn't work. Why? Because Battle Royales at that form, one, it was a paywall to get into that Battle Royale. Okay? But let's reverse this for a second. Let's reverse this for a second. If a Battle Royale game just came out, just a Battle Royale game, okay? Right? If just a Battle Royale game came out and I came in and said, hey, can you let us have a team deathmatch in this? Can you let us have a giant warfare in this Battle Royale? Can we have a 50 versus 50 in this Battle Royale? People that love that game, that have been playing that Battle Royale for 20 years would be like, no, Battle Royale doesn't need this type of game mode. That's what this game is. But now he's saying that can't you just let us have this? But this is not Battle Royale. If a Battle Royale comes in, and I've said this in the past before he even said anything, I said if Battle Royale comes in and it's super successful, does EA have the manpower to still support the regular Battlefield, what the multiplayer is, and also support the Battle Royale? Will they still support the Battle Royale and the game if one outdoes the other, right? Would EA put the money and time and effort into the regular game if Battle Royale starts to make a fortune? I'll tell you, they won't. Just like every other, okay? Every other Battle Royale, again, Epic Games, perfect example, had Save the World. It took 8 years to make their game. Now, obviously, it just came out. There was no what it was because we didn't know what Fortnite was. Fortnite was a Save the World. It was a tower defense type of game. Okay, it's orcs, whatever the hell that game is, right? That's what it was. Hordes of fighting zombie type of creatures in a battle tower defense type of thing. Okay. Failed miserably. 3 months they switched to Fortnite Battle Royale, and Battle Royale saluted and they never turned back. Since then, they added all the other stuff, right? The Lego, the thing, and the rock band, the rocket. But they didn't have an identity, right? The identity turned from Save the World to Battle Royale, and Battle Royale is still the main thing, and then they added stuff to it. It was already creative. It was already all that stuff. Battlefield is 24 years old, 2003, right? 22 years old, okay? 22 years old. And they don't need a Battle Royale. It doesn't need to be a Battle Royale. If every game had a Battle Royale, then Battle Royales wouldn't be special anymore, would they? So let's continue.
I mean, dude, there's some sort of streamers and sweats ruin video games.
I don't know if that's true. Streamers and sweats ruin video games. If you don't watch streamers, would you say that? If you didn't know streamers existed, because there's a lot of people that don't watch streamers at all, would you say that? You wouldn't, right? So I don't know if that's true. Sweats is what it is, right? Games have sweaty people that play it. And all sweats means is that someone's better in the game than you. So I wouldn't really say they ruin games. I think there's a symbiotic relationship, right? You have to have, it's like NASCAR, right? NASCAR. Imagine the guy driving the NASCAR. There's 30 cars on the racetrack, and only the top 5 are really racing. Everybody else is like cannon fodder, right? They're just in the way of those 5 guys racing every single day. Okay? Are they sweaty? No, they're just better than the rest of the group. So would you really say that sweats is ruining NASCAR? No. There's people that are really good at what they do, and that's the top tier. They're not really sweats. Those are people that are just better skilled than you. So I wouldn't really say that sweats and streamers ruin stuff. Now, you could say streamers ruin things by having influencer power, where if they say, hey, you should add this, and they add a game like that, which I think is happening to Battlefield with the Battle Royales, but you can't prove that was because of streamers, right? You could say that's trend chasing from the actual developer itself.
Like, we tanked everything. Listen to me, bro. Yeah, true. Listen, there is some sort of, I would almost use the word like, it's like, what's the word I'm searching for? Is there a word for like being an elitist? Elite?
Yeah, gatekeeping. Being an elitist is gatekeeping.
Is that a word? Did I just make a word up? Like, there are people in gaming that play a game like Battlefield or
any game. Dark Soul players don't want Dark Soul to be easy. Right? Battlefield players don't want their game to turn into Call of Duty. Metroid doesn't want to be Mario. Right? Like, there's plenty of things, right? Otherwise, why play other games?
Let's throw Halo in this bundle here.
Okay, let's do it. Halo.
Right? That only want the game they love, which I understand you love the game, to
only want the game that you love. Tim, you like Battle Royales, don't you? You only like Battle Royales, right? You love Battle Royales. Hence why you want a Battle Royale game. So why is that okay that you like Battle Royales and you want a Battle Royale game in a game where people that like their game and don't want Battle Royales?
To make the one thing that they love. Are you guys following what I'm saying here?
Yeah, hold on. Let me rewind that again.
Game to make the one thing that they love. Are you guys following what I'm saying here? It's like, oh, Halo doesn't need the Battle Royale because
Halo doesn't need a Battle Royale. It doesn't, because that's not what Halo is.
I love playing the multiplayer. Battlefield doesn't need the Battle Royale.
If people had all those choices, then it would diminish the other modes, and the other modes then would die.
Because
everyone has multi-menus when you go to a restaurant, but there's only a couple of favorites, right? That's why they highlight them. The rest of them are just there to make you feel like there's options.
I love playing the multiplayer. So what I'm asking you is, I hear what you're saying, and I'm glad you enjoy the multiplayer. Okay?
I'm glad you like Battle Royales. So what I'm saying, right? He's saying, I hear what you're saying. You like multiplayer, but
for someone like me,
right? Let's just frame by frame here. For someone like me that likes Battlefield, I don't like Battle Royales. He loves Battle Royales.
I love playing Battle Royales.
Okay, I love playing Battlefield. And
on top of that, it's how I make a lot of my content.
I make no content because I just do what I want. Okay? I just want Battlefield. You want a Battle Royale in my Battlefield.
I have loved Battle Royale since, if you want to get a little old school here.
What are we talking about? 12 years, 13 years? Because Battle Royales lived before Fortnite, right?
I played Battle Royale since Arma 3 BR.
Okay.
Anyone here?
Great. You love Battle Royales. Okay. And you've played every single Battle Royale. And guess what? You move from one Battle Royale to the next Battle Royale, 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 to the next Battle Royale. Okay? I've played Battlefield. every single Battlefield that's been Battlefield since before you were gaming, right? So I'm just trying to put it in the same perspective. Obviously, TimTheTatman's got millions of people. No one watches me. Millions of people watch him. He had 200,000 people watch him on Twitch, okay? Right? I was playing games, and this is not me versus him, but what I'm saying is, if you like something, you like that thing, and you don't want people to mess with that thing. He likes that thing and wants that thing inserted into other things.
Anyone even remember that? Some of you probably thought I was going to say, some of y'all probably thought I was going to say H1Z1, bro. I played Arma 3's Battle Royale. Okay,
he's the old guy talking to his chat, and I'm the old guy talking to him.
We're talking, guys, I'm talking. Some of you may not even know what that was.
Some of you may not know what Battlefield was.
Played Arma 3 was a game. This is, I'm not kidding, this is like 11 years ago now. Arma 3 was a game, and in the game, someone made a Battle Royale mod inside of Arma 3. Okay, this is, I'm talking back in the day when I played DayZ, when I played Arma, and there was a BR mod in Arma 3. So I have been playing BR since then, okay, and I loved it. From there, you got H1Z1. Still to this day, in my opinion, one of the best Battle Royales ever created. Maybe
best Battle Royale ever created. Are you playing it? Are you playing it? I don't think he is. You know what I just realized? Because Dog said, what's up, Fred Durst? I just realized that I'm pulling off I didn't mean that today, by the way. The backwards hat. I didn't.
Maybe, like, in that time and day, maybe the GOAT. Maybe the GOAT. Like, genuinely, man. H1, everything about H1. The car mechanics, the one-shot sniping headshots, the helmet system, everything about it, man. Super, super well done, bro. I loved H1.
Are you still playing it? I'm still playing games that are 9 years old.
Man, I loved it.
Keep rolling.
So I have been playing BRs for quite some time, you know,
and I've been playing Battlefield for quite some time.
Then you got H1Z1, then you got like PUBG, then you had,
and then you have Call of Duty, and you have X Defiant, and you have Portal, and you have
Fortnite, obviously. And but I hear,
I meant Splitgate, not Portal.
I do hear these people that are like, we don't need a BR. Battlefield doesn't need a BR. In my opinion, this may be a hot take. You can hate me or not. You're kind of gatekeeping the whole game from people that love Battle Royales.
Maybe this is a hot take. Maybe this is a hot take. Take it how you want, okay? You are ruining games that were already established with BRs. I don't know. Maybe. How is it bad for me to gatekeep a game that I like and I don't want to be BR, where you, I don't know if you call it gatekeeping, because you're not gatekeeping, you're invading the game that people loved by putting a BR into there, right? And again, you've played all the BRs, but yet you're not still playing those BRs. You're moving from one BR to the next BR to the next BR to the next BR, okay? Which, if those are so good and they're so awesome, then why are you moving from BR to BR? And I totally get there's a conversation to say, well, he likes gaming and he wants to get fun games. And I totally get that. But why does it have to ruin the identity of other games? Look at Call of Duty. Look at it. It's already happened. The case study has already happened. There was no Battle Royale in Call of Duty, and then there was. And now people are leaving because of what it's turned into. So can we just say what it is?
Does that make sense? I love Battlefield growing up. I played a ton of
I also liked Battlefield growing up, but I was in my 20s already.
1942. I probably played some Battlefield before some of y'all were even born. Some of you are like, what the hell's 1942, right? Battlefield 1942. I think I was damn 12 years old.
Congratulations. So I'm 13, 14 years older than him.
Okay. I played Battlefield for quite some time. Okay.
How much time? We're talking like a couple days? Are we talking a couple days? We're talking like weeks? talking years time? Like what, how much time?
I played Battlefield 3. I was very addicted to Battlefield 3, and I
So wait, you went from 2042 to 3? What happened to all the rest in between?
played a lot with my buddies. And I enjoy it. And even Battlefield 6, I enjoyed playing Battlefield 6 and running
I enjoy Battlefield 6, but he wants to play Battle Royale instead, which is not Battlefield.
around playing BF6. I think a Battlefield Battle Royale would be fucking awesome.
Here's a perfect example. I want to see how much Tim plays, and again, this is not hating on Tim. I want to know how much Tim plays Battlefield, regular Battlefield, when Battle Royale comes out. Once Battle Royale comes out, I want to know how often he plays the regular Battlefield game. I bet you he never touches it again.
I don't know what to tell you. And the thing I would say to everyone that's saying, oh, Battlefield doesn't need a BR. We don't need a BR. There's another game that said the same thing.
What game is that? What game is that? Is that Call of Duty? Is that Call of Duty? Is he talking about Call of Duty, or is he talking about a different game? Chad, is he talking about Call of Duty? The game that people said they don't want a BR in Call of Duty?
Okay. I'm not trying to light a fire here a little bit, but there's another game that said this same exact thing.
What game is that? I'm assuming it's COD, right? Is there another game that didn't have Battle Royale and then it had Battle Royale that was chasing a trend? I'm pretty sure it's COD, right? He's implying Halo died because there was no BR. What an idiot. Oh, was it Halo? So wait. He's saying Halo died because of no BR. Not because the game's identity was changed because it went from an open world live service game where they stopped supporting it and didn't put a forge mode, didn't put split screen, he's blaming a battle royale for the fall of Halo? Halo died because it sucked, not because of a non-battle royale mode coming in.
Okay, and that game isn't doing that hot.
There are so many reasons why Halo failed besides not having a battle royale.
Okay, that's all I'm saying. I don't know if I'd use the word dead. I just realized I'd chat off. Hey, chat, there you guys go. It's
Halo. Everyone
BRs
says
are
Halo in
overdone.
chat.
That
Rip Halo.
comment, dude, there's something. I'm dead serious. That was one of my subs.
Nope, he's talking about Halo.
By the way, Jedi, and I'm not going to ban you or anything. That comment gets me going. Like, oh, BRs are over. Like, they're overdone.
I thought he was talking about Call of Duty. And even then is the reason why people are leaving Call of Duty. Not because of just Battle Royale, because Battle Royale was pushed more towards what Call of Duty is not, and now it's got microtransactions and battle passes and skins being sold inside the Battle Royale. I thought he was talking about COD. Apparently he's talking about Halo. That's his point, Krebsy. The reason Halo died is because it didn't have a Battle Royale. He's saying Battle Royales keep a game going. So he's saying that the reason that game died was because no Battle Royale.
My brother in Christ, I have been playing arena shooters since 007 GoldenEye.
Okay.
What do you mean Battle Royales are overdone?
There's a difference between arena shooters and what Battle Royale is a mode inside games. He does realize that, right? There's a difference between gaming back in the past where there was 15 arena shooters and 15 Battle Royales within other games. When you take something and put it into a game, for instance, what was that other Gearbox game that we always talk about that's a coaster now? Battleborn. Battleborn was a single-player game, but people know it for a MOBA. MOBAs were big, team shooters, MOBAs, and stuff like that. And that game died because the MOBA didn't survive. No one played the MOBA, and they couldn't make their money because of the microtransactions they were selling. and they had to close that game down. The single player was still there, but they closed the whole thing down because MOBAs. Okay, so yes, arena shooters have been around, but now battle royales are being wedged into things. Arena shooters are being wedged into things. MOBAs are being wedged into things. Instead of just having a MOBA game, instead of having a battle royale game, now battle royales are being wedged into other games that are not battle royales, right? That's the problem. So it's not a one-to-one comparison.
Bro, I have been spawning and dying since I was 7. I was 7. So what do you mean the newer game mode that has come into gaming, the battle royale?
There's a difference between arena shooters being their own thing and battle royales being wedged into other games.
Is overdone. How is that possible? When arena shooters, I was running around with a golden gun on N64 when I was 6 years old.
Yeah, SOCOM's been around, right? There's been plenty of multiplayer shooters, but they were their own standalone games. They weren't wedged into other games with the identity of what it was.
So how are you going to look at me and tell me, oh, battle royales are overdone, when we've been...
I don't know if they're overdone. I just don't want it in my games that I've loved and take the identity away from what the game is to what it's going to be.
Playing since literally Nintendo 64. Oh, dude, that's got to be rage bait. That comment really...
If a multiplayer needs... Silver says, if a multiplayer needs battle royales, then it needs to be an extraction. If it needs an extraction, it needs to be also canceled because it has no identity. I'll play Firestorm until Blackout 2 comes out. Back with Black Ops or Blops 7. You see what I'm saying? Like, I'm not one of these hyperbolic people saying that battle royales are dead. I'm just saying I don't want a battle royale in a Battlefield game because I know what's going to happen. Here, the two case scenarios that happen here is that. Sorry, Tim, I didn't mean to pause you on such a awkward.
It gets me going.
Yeah, we'll keep you there. Okay. The two things that happen here with Battle Royale is the Battlefield Battle Royale comes out, is phenomenally good. People love playing it, right? It's just awesome. Okay. Then what happens? They make millions of dollars, hundreds of millions of dollars, billions of dollars because of this free-to-play Battle Royale that you can play Battlefield, which is the entry point for them to, hey, if you like this, you might like Battlefield 6 campaign. You might like the multiplayer, right? They're using it as a springboard. But then what happens 6 months from now? Okay, let's say it's 6 months after Battle Royale comes out. Battle Royale is making a shit ton more money, and the conversion ratio of people playing for free and not buying these $60, $70 Battlefield game, because a lot of people don't buy these Save the World game, that's $40. Okay, if they buy, right, or not sorry, if they play the Battle Royale, they're just going to play the Battle Royale, and then that starts to make way more money than the actual Battlefield game. And if that makes more money than the Battlefield game, where do you think EA puts their allegiance? They're not going to keep continuing playing and supporting more maps and stuff for that. They're going to try to evolve and change what Battlefield is because they're making more money in the Battle Royale. Okay? And then two, if the Battle Royale flops, okay, well then it goes back to Battlefield, but then people lose interest because they're like, oh, here they go, strike 3 of Battle Royale inside of a Battlefield game. It's so, I don't know, man. I'm not looking forward to it. This is why I'm kind of like holding my breath to if the Battle Royale comes in. It might be fun and great, but I think they'll just move towards that because that's going to make more money than the $400 million or $450 million they've spent on Battlefield.
Oh, dude, that's got to be rage bait. That comment really gets me going. It does. I'm sorry. It does. It gets me going. I don't know if it was rage bait. That comment pisses me off. It really does, man. When people are like, we don't need Battle Royale.
El Nini says Tim is cooked. He's not looking at this from a gaming standpoint. He's looking at it from a streaming standpoint. Oh, 100%, El Nini. I get it. Like, look, he's going to make money regardless. He's going to play the next greatest thing that comes out, and I'm not hating on him for that. I'm just trying to put it in perspective of I get that he likes battle royales, right? I get that. But for him to say that, and I'll stand as that character. I'm gatekeeping Battlefield. I'm supposed to stand down so he could bring a battle, not him personally, but because he likes battle royales and have battle royale come into a game that I like, instead of making a standalone battle royale game that's not in Battlefield. You see what I'm saying? Why is his okay, but I'm elitist and I'm gatekeeping? Just make a standalone game. Just make a separate game completely from the game.
Fuck. Oh, 007 was a BR. My bad, bro. I forgot. My fault. Oh, I'm Flash, bro. It gets me going. It gets me hot. The point I'm making, okay? Why can't, and I see a lot of people in the comment section, keep these Call of Duty guys off this. We don't need to.
I don't care about the Call of Duty guys coming in. What I care about is the Call of Duty guys that are coming in that have never played a Battlefield and then asking to make changes in Battlefield like Call of Duty. If you want to play games, man. I have no problem. Just don't come over, especially if you're a content creator, coming over to here and then going, oh, you know what this needs? This needs that like slide canceling stuff, like Call of Duty. TTK needs to be a little bit faster. Kill streaks. You need to put kill streaks in here. If you start doing that, that's where I have a problem. Okay? Because you're going from a thing that you played and now you're abandoning to come over here to play. It almost, remember during the, I hate to bring up politics here. Remember during the COVID, what was happening in California, and people were mass exiting California and coming over to like Texas and Florida, and people were like, make sure you don't bring California over with you. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I really like California. You're in Texas now, and now you're trying to convert Texas to be like California. That's where we have problems, right? Where if you like that, then stay where you are. Don't try to make the next thing you come over to make it more like that. That's where I have a problem. I don't have a problem with Call of Duty players coming over to play Battlefield. Play a game. Just make sure that when you play Battlefield, you're not playing Call of Duty style with kill streaks and stuff like that.
Battle Royale, we don't need it. I got news for y'all, man. I'm going to tell you something. This is kind of hot. If this game BF6 flops, that may be it for Battlefield.
He's not wrong there. He's not wrong there. That's actually not a hot take. If Battlefield 6 flops, which I don't think it will, okay, if Battlefield 6 flops, because it would have to flop harder than 2042, and I don't think that's possible right now. I don't think that's possible right now. Okay? But if it does, and EA suffers because it did spend $450 million to make this game, if it does, well, then they have issues. And then we have a bigger conversation to have if Battlefield 6 fails.
Can we have an honest conversation here? Can we have an honest?
I'm having an honest conversation through here, but not with you. I would love to have an honest conversation.
Convo. If this one don't hit, this may be it, okay? So, in my opinion, from a developing standpoint, they're going to put all their eggs in the basket.
And I agree with that. I agree with that. But all the eggs in the basket need to stay in the same basket. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? All the eggs in the basket have to be in the basket, the Battlefield basket. Battle Royale's not in the Battlefield basket. Just make Battlefield Battlefield. Don't make Battlefield into something it's not, which is a Battle Royale.
Right? They're going to have the multiplayer version of Battlefield that everyone loves and has grown to love and play, right? They're going to have that. They are also going to have Portal, a Fortnite creative.
You hear what he just said? Oh, my God. Did you hear what he just said? Fortnite created. There's other things before Fortnite that were creative. Fucking Halo Forge was before Fortnite. He used Fortnite as the term. Do you see conditioning you to what it is? Let me back up here for a second.
Love and play, right? They're going to have that. They are also going to have Portal, a Fortnite creative mode where people can limitlessly make maps and make games to
Fortnite creative mode is not Fortnite creative mode. It's every other game that was there. Yeah, Far Cry 1 had creative mode. Like, do you see what happens? Everyone compares to Fortnite, even though Fortnite just took everything from everybody else. They didn't make Battle Royale. They didn't make creative mode. They didn't do any of that shit.
continue longevity. And
El Dente says Fortnite BR as if there weren't other BRs before it. Yeah. Fortnite is the baseline now for everything for new generation of streamers. Yeah, because that's what the most people play it, so they know, oh, it's like Fortnite. Okay. No, I'm good.
Replayability, and for the Battle Royale audience, that this is a hot fucking take that a lot of people don't want to hear, they're going to have a Battle Royale for those that love Battle Royales and they want to play it.
If you're playing a Battle Royale in Battlefield, you're not playing Battlefield. You see what I'm saying? Is that crazy? Is that a hot take? If you're playing Battlefield Battle Royale, you're not playing Battlefield. So then why play a Battlefield Battle Royale? You would just like another Battle Royale. Take that Battle Royale and throw it into another game. Change it completely. Don't call it Battlefield. Don't connect it to Battlefield. Right? Is that the hot take? The hot take is don't put Battlefield Battle Royale in my Battlefield? That's the hot take.
So yes, bro, I think Battlefield, maybe, I don't know if need is the right word for a Battle Royale, but here's what I'd say. I am so happy that they have a BR. Everyone's talking about Firestorm.
Of course. You like Battle Royales. So why are you allowed to defend a Battle Royale coming in, but we're not allowed to defend a Battle Royale for not coming in?
I did play Firestorm.
It was so good, right? Firestorm was so good, right? How long did you make content on that?
In my opinion, didn't hit exactly like it could have been. There were things about Firestorm that kind of irked me from a Battle Royale standpoint that I just didn't love.
From a multiplayer Battlefield experience, there's just something about Battle Royales that just don't stick with a Battlefield.
And I'm hoping that they learn from Firestorm and then into this new BR, it's able to, it's able to kind of hit, bro. Listen, let me make something clear. I want Battlefield 6 to be fucking awesome.
So do I. Just minus the BR. I want the best for Battlefield. And that doesn't include the Battle Royale.
I want this game to be incredible. The gaming landscape from a FPS standpoint is fucking flat. The best game.
Did he just say from a first person, the gaming is flat? Do you know why it's flat, Tim? Do you know why it's flat? Because every game is turned into every other game. There's no single identity for anything. Everything is copying the other thing. Everyone is putting a hero shooter. Everyone is putting a BR. Everyone wants to be COD. Splitgate wants to be COD. X Defiant wanted to be COD. This game wants to be COD. Well, guess what? COD wants to be Battlefield. Battlefield wants to be COD. Everybody wants to be the exact same thing. If there's no definition between anything, that is why the first-person shooter game is flat, because everybody wants every game mode into every game, and nothing's different anymore. Everybody wants to eat chicken all day, every day.
Game that we got from like an FPS standpoint is fucking Counter-Strike, man. And I played that. I'm literally on CS today. And I played Counter-Strike since I played CS 1.6 when I was 12. That's what I'm saying, Tank. Like, that's like the best FPS we got.
Stop it. Stop it. If that's the best, then why are you... He still goes in. You open up... CSGO's the best, and people just play the game just to open up packs. That's how good it is. That's how good it is. Aku says it's flat because of BRs. $2 super chat. Appreciate the super chat.
You know, I want this Battlefield to knock everyone's socks off. I want this portal mode to be like Fortnite creative.
Stop it, Tim. Stop it. Are you using Fortnite creative? Are you making content of Fortnite creative? No, you're not. You're not going to be using Fortnite creative inside of Battlefield. Okay? I have a whole other thing about Portal. I like Portal. in Battlefield 2042 is probably one of the better features. Now they've turned Portal into Forge. Okay, they've turned it where you make the content because they're not going to make the content, and I'm just worried about how big of the maps can I make? Can I make large-scale maps? Because I'll tell you what, if we can make the large-scale maps ourselves, well, that's a selling point right there. Because then I don't give a shit if Battlefield makes the large-scale maps, because we, the player base, will make the large-scale maps, and we, the player base, will put server browsers, and we, the players, will just stay Battlefield players. If we could just live inside the Portal and do whatever we want inside that, actually making Battlefield again with inside the Battlefield 6 frame, then cool. I guess enjoy your Battle Royale, enjoy your thing, and I'll sit in the Portal server browser area.
I want people to have fun like I did in the multiplayer. I want the Battle Royale to be fucking awesome. I want all that because I want this Battlefield to be sick.
I agree. I want Battlefield to be good. But the other things don't make Battlefield. They just make it chasing trends with the Battlefield name.
Tarkov's better. Get the fuck out, man. Like, literally.
That's funny.
Just go. Just get out. Get out!
Yeah. See, I like Tim. I'm not giving Tim shit here. I just heard him say a couple things in the beginning. I was like, you know what? This would be a good video to comment in the live chat, right? Because I get where he's coming from, okay?
I don't know why this guy's saying Fortnite creative in quotes, like haha, like laughing at Fortnite creative.
They're laughing at you because it's not Fortnite creative. There's other fucking creative things before Fortnite.
Like, it isn't the most innovative thing that gaming has had in the last like decade. Like, are you?
It's not the most innovative thing because they just improve. Let's do this again, chat. The bar was here. Fortnite came in, made the bar there, and just went a little bit above. Is it innovative? Sure. Are they putting multiple things in where you could play a whole bunch of different games? Guess what? Second Life did that. Second Life did that where you could put multiple game modes and stuff, the other thing. Minecraft did that before Fortnite. Roblox did that before Fortnite. So why does Fortnite get all this credit? Oh, it's because it's the most famous game, and now everyone just associates that, well, because Fortnite's the biggest game, it did everything.
What do you mean Fortnite creative? LOL. Are you fucking dumb? Fortnite.
If it wasn't for Forge, if it wasn't for Second Life, if it wasn't for Minecraft, if it wasn't for Roadblocks, Fortnite wouldn't be doing what it's doing.
Creative is arguably the main pivotal reason that Fortnite is still kicking, buddy. Are y'all trying to actually rage bait me? I'm dead serious, man. Like, what do you mean Fortnite creative? LOL.
Krebsy says if the Battlefield formula was working, it would be successful, and if not, in the shitter. Evolve or die. Battlefield can stay the same and keep shrinking and change the chances to grow. Well, I like to push back on that, Krebsy. The reason that Battlefield is not doing well is because they changed it from what fucking Battlefield was. Battlefield 5, they tried to put stuff in the game that wasn't accurately for Battlefield or for World War II. Second, they try to make it more like COD with the movement speed. Third, they put a fucking Battle Royale or Firestorm within inside the thing, and they adapted and died because people didn't want to play that actual game mode, right? So because they made the changes from Battlefield, adapting or die, they created the actual death of Battlefield from changing Battlefield to what Battlefield is today. That's why Battlefield 5 didn't sell well. This is why 2042 didn't sell well, because they tried to make it a fucking hero shooter on top of a Battle Royale, on top of a fucking thing. And that is why Battlefield is dead, not because they didn't adapt and put a Battle Royale into it. It's because they left the identity of what it is. Hence why Call of Duty is now dying, because of they're making it everything but Call of Duty. But maybe that's the hot take.
Yo, my doctor, bro, I got high blood pressure for sure right now. Keep a cuff away from me, man. My rage bait was successful. Okay, good job, man. Good job. The point, I'm gonna wrap this up here, and then I'm actually done. This has turned into, there might be two fucking Tim 2 videos on here. One of me talking about the Battlefield event, and one about me ranting about BRs.
Roic says he only wants BR because he likes BRs. If he wants to keep comparing everything to Fortnite, then just go play Fortnite. I'm the same thing, Roic, right? He only wants BRs. I only want Battlefield, right? Because he likes Battle Royales, because I like Battlefield. If you want to keep comparing everything, right? And me, I'm comparing stuff to other things. You're saying everything that to his go play Fortnite, and that's why I play Battlefield, because I want to play Battlefield. I don't want to play another game. If I wanted to play that other game, I would go play that game, right? See, I want everything to be different. I don't want everything to be the same.
The point I'm making, I want this Battlefield BR to be awesome. If you are a Battlefield fan and you love Battlefield, I'm just thinking about this from like a logistical standpoint. Like if I'm a fan of a game and I love, like the multiplayer is there, right? It's not like they took that away. It's there. They're just adding a Battle Royale for people that love playing Battle Royales like myself, and I would say a lot of my audience.
So go play one of the Battle Royales.
So
here's a food analogy. If I like pizza, do I walk into a burger place and order pizza? I like pizza. Well, we don't serve pizza here. Well, I want pizza. Well, why don't you make this place for me? I want pizza. Well, we don't serve pizza. We have burgers here. You're missing out, big player base. But that's not what we're here about. We're not here making pizza. We make burgers. Battlefield is Battlefield. We don't need pizza in our burger place.
I am very hopeful for the BR. I hope it's...
If you want good pizza, you go to a pizza place. If you want good burgers, you go to a burger place. If you want good Thai, you go to a Thai place. You don't go to a fucking American place to get Thai food. Just saying. You want to master what you make, and you want to make the best thing that you make.
Sick. And that's why I was saying earlier, like the biggest hinge, in my opinion, for BF...
Krebsy says if a pizza place was having downswing on sales, they would attempt to something different to stay open. Yes, and they would still fail, Krebsy. Hence why most businesses fail, because they don't know their fucking identity.
BF6 is going to be the portal mode, how in-depth that can actually look and be. That portal mode, I think, and we didn't, like I said, I didn't load into it. I have no clue what portal looks like. But that portal mode is going to be a big deal, and I don't see a
I think Portal's going to be a big deal as well. I agree with that.
ton of people talking about that. And in my opinion, the Battle Royale is going to be a very big deal, man. I'm very hopeful for the BR because that's what I love playing. I love playing BRs, man.
Look, at least he admits that the reason he wants it so bad is because he loves Battle Royales. But I'm on the opposite board of the seesaw. I love Battlefield. And the reason I play Battlefield is because I don't want BRs. The reason I play Battlefield is because I don't want to play Call of Duty. I don't want that game to turn into these other games. Just saying. It's the same exact thing that you feel, but on the opposite fucking spectrum. But the difference is that the spectrum that I'm on has been the game the entire time.
And I'm sorry.
The downside of Battlefield has been since they changed it to try to chase trends, which is Battlefield 5 and 2042, and now Battlefield 6.
So, okay. Wow, that turned into me ranting for how long?
Me too. I appreciate that, though. Right? Go check out Tim's channel. Not that he needs me to advertise for him. Okay? He's got a shit ton of followers. I think it's like he's got 1.3 million on this channel. I think on his normal channel, he's got like 5.5 and so on and so forth. So check him out. Link in the description down below. We like just conversating, right? No shade towards Tim. No hate towards Tim. Just having a conversation based on his conversation of talking about Battle Royales. All right, let's talk another video here, which is Battlefield 6 has some problems from Force Gaming. Okay, let's see if his, I haven't seen this. Let's see if his critiques are intertwined with mine. Let's see if he has the same bullet points, I guess.
Battlefield 6. Dude, this game is a blast. I've been playing
Agreed. It's fun.
Day since the beta dropped last week, and I honestly haven't had this much fun in a multiplayer shooter in years, I think. Like, usually I grow pretty quickly tired of getting my butt kicked in these games. However, there's something about the nonstop craziness and scale of Battlefield specifically that makes it so I really don't mind. I can wrap up a match with like a 1-for-1 KD ratio.
Yeah, Battlefield's never been about the kill-death ratio. And this is the biggest separation from Battlefield to COD players. Right, you'll see people, and when COD players come in, you can see where they are, right? And this is not a shot at them, right? What I'm saying is, when someone that doesn't usually play a game like this, and even if they did play a game, but they play COD and they come over, it's like changing the controls on yourself, right? You're like, oh, what's jump in this game, right? You're confused because this is what it is over here. You'll see people that don't pick up people or don't pay attention or not looking at, oh, I have to go save this person. They're on the mindset of kill, 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 kill. Then you see their names on the board. Well, they'll have a lot of kills, but they're in mid-tier, right? Or the bottom of the list because they're killing things, but they're not playing the fucking objective, right? PTFO, okay? You'll hear that terminology a lot. PTFO. Play the PTFO. Play the fucking objective, okay? People that play the objective or stay together with a crew get more points than the other thing. And if you work with your crew, then you'll be more successful and you'll actually win more games, right? Because it's not about the kill-death ratio. It's about winning. And then once you win, you're like, oh, this is what I did during that win.
And still feel like I had a heck of a lot of fun. Certainly helps that just some of the crazy stuff that can happen in these games, battlefield moments, as they like to call them. Battlefield moments are back. At first, I just assumed I was dead. So he's repairing a tank. Tank explodes, jettisoned up into the air.
Yeah, this
then
right here.
Helicopters onto, or parachutes onto the roof. Okay. And now he's just...
Is that cheating? Is that cheating? That's not cheating. He got exploded, fell in the air, pulled his parachute, got up on top of the roof, and now he's shooting from the roof. Now, people would look at this and go, he's glitching. Is he? Right? This is what Battlefield's about. If I could blow up the surrounding area around me and then hop up on top of the stuff to get on top of the building, that's not cheating. Now, if you glitch through the map like Tim did, okay, and I'm hiding within the mountain and no one can shoot me and kill me, that's completely different. That's a glitch. Getting up on top of stuff by blowing C4 and blowing a building up and then climbing up the stuff and trying to get up on top, not really a glitch. It's still inside the map. People can still see you. People can still shoot you and kill you.
Up there where nobody else can get up there. That is actually unbelievable. You know, now normally if I saw this clip, I wouldn't think anything of it because it's a Battlefield game. Like, obviously he jumped from the helicopter, but there's no helicopter on this map. At least there's not on the modes that I've been playing. Okay. All right, I've seen a few of these clips. I don't exactly know what's going on. Like, there's no way that it takes this many number.
Yeah, it shouldn't take that long to kill someone with a knife.
Knifing animations to kill somebody.
I went to go knife somebody, and I threw a grenade, and then I tried all the buttons. I forgot that it was pushing on the right analog stick, and I was right next to a guy, and he's back behind me. And I was trying to stab him, but instead I threw a grenade through him. Right? Then I swapped weapons, and then I was like, what the? I was trying to figure it out, and by the time that, he just turned around and killed me. I was like, son of a bitch.
Oh, I know what's about to happen. I just read yesterday that you could do this. I didn't even really... Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
This is normal.
He's running around with the defibrillator and just one-shotting enemies. You actually one-shot them? I guess you do have to charge it first, right? Still, that's ridiculous. It's better than the knife damage.
It is better than knife damage. They need to fix that.
It's on the last clip. So yeah, I mean, the game, it's a lot of fun. It's also funny at times, and I've been having a blast. Seems a lot of other people are enjoying it as well as of this recording. It's reached a whopping 5...
This is insane, by the way. Right? This is insane. 521,000 people, and that's on Steam. That's not including the EA launcher. Okay, that's not including console. We're talking maybe, I would say, on beta, 5 million people playing the beta this weekend.
520,000 peak concurrent players over on Steam. And here's the kicker. I didn't even know that the beta test was available on Steam.
Yeah, a lot of people thought it was just the EA launcher.
Literally. So I started playing last Thursday when they were running that Twitch drops campaign. Like the way you...
That shotgun is way OP, dude. That shotgun is way OP.
Could get in is you had to watch a stream for 30 minutes and then you would be sent a code. And those codes were codes not for Steam, but for the EA launcher. So I just assumed that everyone was playing on the EA launcher. Like up until earlier this morning, I thought everyone was on the EA launcher. And I do believe a lot of people thought as much as well. I'll at least say all of my friends who also played via Twitch drops on Thursday or Friday when they got access. All of them.
I want to get this game. I do. I want to play this game. I'm just not getting it at launch. One, I'm not getting it at launch because I think the servers are going to be shit. I do. Two, I want them to get the bugs and stuff out of it, rebalance certain things. I'll get it earliest a month afterwards, if not longer, because I got to see what the maps are. If the maps come out and they're like, hey, there's 4 big maps, I'll be like, all right, cool, right? I might get it early. Okay, I am interested in Battlefield 6. Okay, I am interested. After playing the beta, I liked it. I don't love it, but if I go back and look at all the other games they've improved over the years, yeah, Luke says by Christmas. I would say Christmas, after the new year, stuff like that. I would look into this game a lot more.
Then we're also using the EA launcher. And I am someone who typically prefers to play my games on Steam if given the choice, because I'd rather not download separate launchers for every publisher's games, right? So the fact that they hit 520,000 concurrent players on Steam, on top of however many thousands they must have certainly had on the EA launcher, on top of the console player base, seems this beta has been massively popular. It is at the very least the most popular beta in Battlefield's history.
Yeah.
Those concurrent...
Well, this is a little misconstrued, by the way. Steam never kept track of other past Battlefield games because the Battlefield games didn't come out on Steam right away. They came out after the fact of the launch. So the only other one that came out at launch was 2042. So you're comparing it to the worst one basically ever to this one. So not taking anything away from Battlefield 6. Huge numbers. Most on Steam. I think it's like 20th or 18th most played game on Steam. But at the same time, comparing it to other Battlefields is just not feasible because it wasn't on Steam at launch.
Current numbers also place it as the 18th all-time most popular game on Steam when it comes to player...
There you go. He said 18th. There you go.
Concurrence. Yeah, not too shabby. So Windows Central, they just posted an article pointing out the fact that Battlefield 6 has surpassed Call of Duty's all-time Steam player count. Because, of course, like, let's just get those fan bases going at it already. Get a head start to the online arguments that which will no doubt be happening this October about which is better, Call of Duty or Battlefield. Great. We got a couple months of this garbage now. But you know,
yeah, I don't give a shit what's better. I know what I like. I like Battlefield more than Call of Duty. I'm not shitting on Call of Duty. If you like Call of Duty, play Call of Duty. You know what I mean?
Maybe not much of a shocker. Not everyone has been having a good time. I've actually been seeing a fair few complaints about the game over the course of this beta weekend, and I want to dive into and touch on some of those as well. So for starters, map size. This is one of the more common complaints that I've seen, basically that the maps aren't that big. And you know what? I actually pretty much agree on this one. Like, all of the maps, even the bigger ones that are meant for the all-out war.
You're a hater, Force. It's just a beta. They're gonna come out with bigger maps. You're just a hater. It's like, instead of just saying, I'm just giving criticism, the maps were small. The maps were small. Look, if I totally get it. I totally get it. If you're looking for a new player base and you're getting people from Call of Duty and all these other Tarkov games coming in to play this game, and you're like, how do we get people to come in to try our game? Well, let's bring in close quarter combat type of stuff. We'll dabble in a little bit of tanks, a little bit of helicopters here and there. But for the most part, let's keep it small to try to get those people to come in. Totally get the business plan, right? That's how you diversify. Totally get that, okay? But if I was Battlefield, if I was EA, I would have put the close combat and then one of the larger scale maps out there to show this is what Battlefield's about. We got you. We got you. We got the small close quarter stuff. We got the medium sized things as well. But then we also have this large scale map, multiple planes, multiple copters, multiple tanks, right? Cities, open spaces. Show what Battlefield used to be.
Warfare game modes with vehicles and everything, they feel kind of small. It seems I can't go 10 seconds without...
Yeah, I said that earlier, Aku, in the beginning of the stream, right? Certain game modes were better, but they still felt a little... The design of the maps, the cliffside one, I forget what the actual map was called. When you see it look like an oblong, like a banana kind of thing, right? It had A through F. It needed to have like A through H. Okay, and on the other side of the mountain, or maybe up on top of the mountain, okay, like you take over G and H, they need to open that up. Because what was happening in Conquest was you would get pushed back in your HQ, regardless whatever side it was, and that is bad game design. Map design, I should say, not game design. Game design was good. Map design was bad. Because if I could push you back inside your headquarters, then you need to adjust something, okay? Now, I don't know if you remember this. In 2042... what was it, the Caspian? No, what was the one with the rocket? I forget what the one with the rocket was called. Anyway, in the start of the map, when it first came out, it was just giant map. And then they shrunk it down to force people into the area. But then what happened was you could lock people into the HQs because they weren't designed that way. Okay? This map is designed, they need to stretch it wide it out. So you have ways to flank and get around, right? When you play Breakthrough, it's a little different because it's like quadrants of the map as you go, so it's more contained and there's things to do and push, okay? When you have it open and you take over the flags, it's over. Plus, when you take over the flags, you get more tanks, and you're really pushing back. It's bad design on the bigger maps. Bigger map.
Up being shot at in the game. And from what I recall in any prior Battlefield games that I've played, there felt like there was more space and breathing room in between engagements with enemies, which just really hasn't been the case here. Now, I've been playing a lot of the Breakthrough game mode where you've got an attack.
Breakthrough, look, here's another thing. Are they not putting Operations back in? Operations was one of the best things that Battlefield 1 has done. And now all of a sudden, they're not going to put Operations back in. They're putting just Breakthrough. Like, I don't get it. You're taking some of the greater modes where Operations was like you fought this map and then moved to the next map and then moved to the next map if you won it, right? It was like a longer game session type of thing. Why they don't put that in? I don't know. Maybe they are. Maybe it's just not in the beta in the menu system. Hopefully they have an Operations mode.
Team and defending team, and this mode literally only takes place on the larger maps. So I've spent most of my time with the game over this beta just playing on what are the larger available maps, but even these still kind of feel tiny, or at least kind of restricted. Also, I read a comment that really rung true for me where somebody said that the maps are flat out boring. But
yes, maps are flat out boring. Everyone plays the same plane. There's no verticality in the Battlefield maps. Yes, now there is verticality if you can glitch your way up on top of the buildings, but there's not that fighting in the second floor or third floor, right? There is no that skyscraper up on the mountain base, right? I hate to say this, but the verticality in 2042 was phenomenal, okay? The maps in 2042 within the cave system, inside the mountain, on top of the mountain, down in the gorge, like there was a lot of really good map, right? Even the rocket launch one, okay, on top of the launching building, you could be on top of the rocket. There's different variations. The mountain in the middle, over by the coastlines. This, not so much, like 3 feet above you and then 6 feet above that, but not a lot of verticality in the maps that we played so far. Maybe in the Brooklyn Bridge one board or whatever, maybe it'll actually happen. Who knows?
But specifically,
Robert Jones says 30. How dare you compliment 2042.
They said that everyone plays on the same plane and there is no verticality, which Battlefield maps are known for. The second I read that, I was like, it's like a light bulb went off in my head. I was like, oh yeah, no, dude, he's totally right. Holy crap. It did make me realize that on every map, it seems like there are like 2 floors max to the buildings and structures.
Now, I don't know about the wingsuits and grappling hooks. Let's see what happens with the ladders, because people think it's broke now. Wait till the ladders come in the game and people start getting on places that you didn't even know it was possible.
Structures you can go in. In fact, that earlier clip kind of points to a funny discrepancy from what I would expect from a Battlefield game where you got a player who accidentally...
I have a question. Question, by the way. Did anyone fly a jet? I never got into the jet. Do you take off from a runway, or are you just in the jet from the start? I don't know. I didn't watch footage of it. I think you just start in it, which I wish they really brought back the on the runway type of stuff and taking off and whatnot.
And ended up on the roof of these buildings. And in my mind, Battlefield's always been a game where you should just be able to get up on the roof of buildings, right? If no, for no other reason than because you drop out of a helicopter or a plane and then parachute on top of it. But in this game, even
Robert Jones says keep the wingsuit in Battle Royale mode. Yeah, have a field day with the wingsuit in there.
Even on many of the larger maps we have, that's not exactly possible, but even if it is, the buildings themselves are just relatively small. Like over these past few days in all of the engagements that I've had, the highest I have ever been elevated over another player has been like 1 floor above them inside of a building, and that's basically it.
This right here there needs to be more ways to get up on top of the roof. That would change the dynamics immensely, because then you would move slowly, because then you would be scanning out the top of the buildings and stuff like that, then find ways up, and then it would slow the gameplay down. You know what I'm saying? Like, they need to do stuff like this. Never used aircraft. I was so good with the tanks. The changes they made make them way more effective.
There's just really little verticality at the moment on top of seems to be a relatively small amount of total play space to explore. Now, I am hopeful that this is just a factor of the current beta's map pool, and that come release there are larger maps available, especially for these big game modes like Breakthrough.
Do you see how money
There are larger maps available.
Look, how many taps does he have to put in that guy?
Just a factor of the current beta's map pool, and that come release there are larger maps
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
especially
like 7
for
shots.
These big game modes like Breakthrough or Conquest. And that's just the case that right now we only have a fraction of the maps and
look how many shots he had to put towards his head.
Modes that are planned for launch. That is true. Like, there's gonna be more there, so I'm hoping that more includes more bigger things. In fact, I did see a thread that was comparing this to prior Battlefield games, stating that the Battlefield 6 open beta is an outlier for the fact that it is putting so much focus on these small.
Okay, I'm not here to argue whether or not this is bad or good thing. The only response in bad faith arguments claiming that it has always been this case, it hasn't. There's no getting around that. Battlefield 3 started with Operations Metro, but added Caspian Border after a large combined MARMS map. Battlefield 4 used Siege of Shanghai, a large combined arms map. Battlefield Hardline used both Downtown and Dust Bowl, both medium and large combined arm maps. Battlefield 1 used St. Quentin, Scar, and Alps, and the desert in the beta, both large combined armed maps. Battlefield 5 used Narkviv, a large combined arms map, and Battlefield 2040 used Orbital. Orbital, that's the one, right? A large-scale combined arms map. That is what Battlefield is. If this is not just eye-opening to be like, well, why did they choose in the beta what they did, is because the marketing campaign behind this, and that's what it is, it's a marketing campaign that EA is pushing very hard for Battlefield 6, and they're trying to get the Call of Duty character, or players, I should say, sorry, not characters, Call of Duty player base over here. And how do you do that? Well, you don't want to strive too far away, because you're like, well, I don't want to play a large scale. They're like, let's ease them in. Let's ease them in. Maybe this weekend coming up, maybe there's different maps, and maybe they're bigger maps. Okay, if that's the case, win me over. But the maps I saw now, it's a problem. And then also the matchmaking. You can't stay in the same cycle in the matches. It kicks you back out into matchmaking, and matchmaking puts you back in. So you might play the same map over and over and over because you're getting kicked out every single time, then putting back in. Okay, so it's frustrating there. So you might play the same map, and there was only 3 maps, I believe. Okay, 3 maps that you tried, and you would be on the same map for like an hour and a half, instead of backing out and going back in and hoping you would get a different map.
Infantry focused maps. And then they laid out Battlefield 3, Battlefield 4, Hardline, BF1, BF5, and 2042, and the different combinations of.
It was there, Mr. Luke, in options. It said crossplay off, but apparently during the beta they want it on.
Maps that they had, with many larger scale maps that are bigger compared to the ones that we're playing here in the Battlefield 6 beta. Some people are also saying that this is a big reason why the game is being compared a lot to Call of Duty, mainly because we only have what are relatively smaller maps with a lot of quick engagement.
It feels good, man. It does feel good.
Engagements. You know, this may very well, in fact.
You know if you know. If you guys played it this weekend and there was that moment, the Battlefield moments that you have where you're with a squad and you're pushing, there's like 5 guys left, you're holding a point, all of a sudden you win to get to the next point, and then you move on. There's like those moments that happen that will happen more as people understand what the game is. And that felt really good.
To be intentionally done to help draw some of that crowd. EA might be doing this on purpose to appeal to the Call of Duty
100%.
fan base. That is entirely possible. There's like a high likelihood that that's the case, but nevertheless, I just want more bigger maps. So that is actually one complaint that I'm fully on board with. Like, I'd like to see.
You turn crossplay off? I couldn't turn crossplay off. Were you playing on console, Ford? In the options, it wouldn't let me shut it off. It was unhighlighted. You couldn't touch it.
The bigger maps in the game come release. Another big complaint that I'm seeing a lot of has been about the time to kill. Seems to be a lot of people saying that the time to kill in this game is too fast, but it turns out that may not be even true at all. In fact, it looks like the exact opposite might be the case, and that the time to kill appears to be slower than Battlefield 4, at least according.
Well, if it's slower than Battlefield 4, there's something desync issues happening, 100%.
According to some rough comparison videos that I've seen floating around. Although I do want to make it clear, this is a very poor method of testing. These just comparing random gameplay clips side to side. We just don't know so much. There's so many variables. We don't know the starting health of the enemies prior to them being shot in the clip. Like, were they already injured?
Right.
Or we don't know if they had taken any damage.
Well, it was very strange, and I'm sure this guy's happened to you as well. You come around the corner. The guy doesn't even have his gun up, right? You come around the corner. The guy's there. You're shooting him. He turns, shoots you, not a shotgun, shoots you with like a assault rifle, LMG, and you would go down faster than he would go down. It's like, what's the deal there, right? And you're like, maybe he was just better. Maybe it was just but something felt off. I said the same thing in 2042 when we played the beta. I was shooting people and said, those are not hitting. And people were like, oh, you missed. And I remember going back and looking, and I hit every single shot. And everyone's like, no, you're missed. I was like, no, there's a desync issue. And there was a desync issue. Huge. Okay? I think that's happening again in Battlefield 6.
During the clip from any other sources. Like, did they get fired from somebody else or take blast damage from a grenade? What were the ranges and the weapon attachments that were being used in each of these clips that are put side by side? Like, again, there's just way too many variables.
Feels Good says the map they're adding on next playtest looks better than the one we just played. Okay. Mr. Luke says desync sucked and cheaters are everywhere. Silver says I was able to turn off crossplay, but for some reason when I was in the squad with other PlayStation 5 players, they made me turn crossplay back on. I couldn't even on the Xbox. I couldn't even shut it off. I couldn't touch it. It was unhighlighted. You could not change it.
Love to see some more controlled testing of the weapons and the different distances against static
Read my comment. Slightly from this. 30. Like I said, when I was watching metrics once in a while, getting a poor net code, I'd say 1/2 to 2/3 of the bullets shot were hitting 90% of the time. I was having a good 90 to 95% hits. I don't know, man. Mine, I think it varies on the system and your internet connection. Something was off.
On moving targets so that you know every shot is hitting. That's what I would like to see, where you could figure out where exactly does the time to kill fall.
So other people that have played Jones, when you're saying any alpha players here, they said there was 2 large maps. On a Reddit post, they said there's 2 large maps coming. Okay, 2 or 3 medium-sized maps, and then like 2 smaller maps, right? That's 5, 6, 7. Right, that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, so I think it's like 3, 3, and 3. So it might be like 3 large, 3 small, and 3 medium, or 4 medium, 2 small, and 2 large. I think that's what I saw on Reddit, if I'm not mistaken.
Fall in line with other Battlefield games. I've also seen people saying that time to kill isn't really so much the issue.
Yes, that's weird, Ford. I could not turn it off. It was on. It was I couldn't even turn it on. It was not highlighted.
As is the perceived time to death. It feels like you're getting instantly killed sometimes, and apparently part of...
Oh, hold on. He said exactly how I felt.
In people saying that time to kill isn't really so much the issue as is the perceived time to death.
Yes.
It feels like you're getting instantly killed sometimes, and apparently part of the reason here might be due to the fact of how damage gets bundled and then registered in burst. So while on your end it might seem like you died after just 1 to 2 bullets, you check out the kill feed and it shows you actually got hit 5 or 6 times, and it's just
5 to 6 times. Hold on, what are we
1 to 2 bullets.
You
check out the
full health. Now he's down.
Kill feed and it shows you actually got hit 5 or 6 times.
He gets hit 26, 34,
and it's just
20. Okay.
The damage was applied in burst. So that is a whole nother factor to account for here. Also, I want to say, personally, I think part of the issue of what people are experiencing here also comes down to the map sizes and layouts. There's just, with the size of these maps, there's not a lot of breathing room in the current beta rotation. Like, even on the larger ones, it does seem like you can't go 5 or 10 seconds without being shot much of the time. Also, I swear that I am performing better than I should be. I wanted to point this out here as well. Like, I don't know how heavy this game's aim assist is, but it feels pretty strong.
At times, I felt like it was, at times, I don't know if it's per, hear me out. When you're not a recon guy, okay, the auto aim feels like it's stronger on the other classes like assault and engineer than it is for support and recon. I don't know if that's just in my head, but it felt like the locking on with assault and engineer felt way snappier than it did on recon and support. Now, I don't know if this is true, okay? But the way it felt was support felt like you were just supposed to be support, where you're not going to get a lot of kills. You're more of a support role, keeping cover fire, keeping people's heads down, stuff like that, right? The bloom effect, if you hold the trigger too long, it's just all over the fucking place, okay? Recon, obviously, you have to dial in. They're giving you easier ways to do it with the attachments that you put on as you unlock. But assault and engineer, I felt like I was getting way more kills with those guys than I was getting with the other two classes.
And if that is the case, and everyone has it, while being on these maps that result in a very little amount of time between player engagements, that could also be part of the explanation. Explaining the feeling as to why people are like, dude, I'm just constantly dying all the time super quickly.
So you're saying on the sniping class, you noticed it was heavy for the aim assist.
A lot of factors at play here, a lot of things to consider. Also, I've been seeing a lot of complaints about the UI. And
UI is garbage. Hopefully the next 2 months they fix the UI, which they won't, by the way.
And I will admit, like, some of this stuff, it's pretty rough. This home screen, like, for example, when I'm on the play screen,
I feel like I'm watching Netflix. The UI system here for the menu system is just so confusing, right? RB, LB, right trigger, left trigger, D-pad. It's like, what's happening?
Where is the button to instantly get into the next match? Like, why isn't it just right there?
On the thing, we got to make sure, remember, it's just a beta. Make sure you pre-order. Just a beta. They want feedback. Pre-order.
There, front and center. Why do I have to toggle down a layer from the bulletin, which is basically, here's our advertising for the game that you're already playing, for things that you can probably in the future buy more things within the game on this banner. Why do I have to go down to the feature tabs and or training ground? But, you know, we'd be going down to the feature tabs. I should just be able to click a button right here and play the game. I shouldn't have to scroll to anything. And I think that kind of also points to a larger issue that I've had with this game, and the menus in particular, is a lot of, like, there's too many layers to the menus. That's a big thing that a lot of games seem to struggle with. There needs to be a simplicity and a limiting to the number of click-throughs that you have to do before you get to the thing that you're trying to get to. That should be streamlined as much as possible. It's something that I've been had a bit of annoyance, not a massive annoyance, but a bit of annoyance here. People have also been complaining about, like, the class icons. These don't bother me so much. I think this is just an exposure issue. Like, the more you play,
class icons are terrible. I don't really give a shit about this. I'll be honest. Personally, I get why are they the way they are? Like, why does that look like futuristic? Like, just make it a fucking med pack. Like, make it a med sign, right? Make it a sniper. Like, I make it a wrench. Why are we doing abstract art here?
The more comfortable you're going to get with what each of the class icons mean. I do get that they're a little too, like, artsy fartsy, instead of just like the assault is like, it should be a rifle.
Right, they're not sexy, but this game has bigger problems. Yeah, I don't care about these little logos.
Full or a bullet, and the healing thing should just be
the engineer. I think it's a cog wheel, like a lug nut. I think that's what it is, Jones. Right? Like, this is a arrow, so you're on the front lines. You're pushing forward. This is like a lug nut. And, like, you repair shit, right? This is a pattern for the med type of thing. And then there's the sniper, which should be a circle and not a square, but whatever. So, I don't know.
medical cross. Like, why isn't it just the medical cross? Why is the engineering class like a lug nut instead of a wrench? You know, and the sniper class icon, I mean, I like looking at it, it's abstract and I get it. Like, my brain can put the pieces together. Like,
you see the PlayStation, it's like the X, the A, the O, the square. It's exactly what it is. It looks like the PlayStation logos. That's good. It's good.
Yes. Oh, that's supposed to be a scope, but also it like what is? Come on, dude. Why is it not just the regular sniper scope? It seems like they just went really fancy and abstract with the designs here of the class icons. I mean, I don't.
Well, technically, the engineer's not a circle.
I hate these,
shape of a net.
and I get what they're going for with each of them. Like, I get the design idea behind it and what it's supposed to represent and how that is relevant to said classes. But
no one cares about this. Nobody cares about the logos of the classes.
yeah, they definitely put their own spin on it, right? But ultimately, I do think it's just an exposure thing. After playing for a few days, like, I get what each of these means now, but it's not immediately intuitive. I guess I would say that much. It at least takes
Maybe,
some.
Krebsy, maybe the menu looking like COD has me further thinking that Battlefield could be starting their own HQ app, also like COD. Perhaps.
So you got to take a minute. It's like you got to look at it for a minute and be like, oh, yeah, okay, yeah, that's okay. I get it. Like, even the medic one, I look at it and I'm like, is that a bridge? What is that? I was like, oh, it is a cross, but it also has a circle in it. And then there's a space chunk diagonally taken out of the middle. I'm like, okay, yeah, I get it. No, I get it. Yeah. Oh, I saw this post and thought it was.
That is fantastic. Whoever did this, it's AI driven. It's AI driven because you can see it's AI made. But this is phenomenal. This is exactly how it looks like when you're going up against a bunch of snipers. This is exactly it. Didn't Battlefield 1 have an app? Yeah, they had apps back in Battlefield, I think it was 3 or 4, where you could actually play the game on your iPad back in the day. And there is, like what Aku was saying, the battle log.
Absolutely hilarious, because that's not what it really looks like when you're playing on this map.
It feels like it, though. It does feel like it.
But it's what it feels like. You're just seeing the glint of sniper lenses staring you down.
That's it. I love how there's one all the way up here in the sky.
Every time you pop your head up above a rock or something on this map, and it's kind of a nightmare as a
I felt like a porn star on stage with all the lights shining at me.
result. Yeah, there's a lot of snipers, and I was told, or I read somewhere, that one of the main reasons we're seeing for the prevalence of snipers right now is that there's little to no suppression. So
there's no suppression, zero suppression.
Pressing fire that you would send out that would mess with enemies, it would mess up their aim or mess up their vision to make it harder for them to aim and hit targets. Evidently, that's not really much of a thing anymore.
Because support's supposed to lay down fire, right? You're shooting, like, if you want your guys to move from point A to point B, you have to start opening fire towards the line where all the snipers are. Keep their heads down, keep them suppressed, and then everyone runs across so they're safe.
I haven't played as the sniper class, as a recon, or I haven't used a sniper on any of the other classes, because you can kind of mix and match weapons however you like here, except for that one particular mode. But I've mostly been playing like AR or LMG, actually. I picked the support, and the support started as LMG. I like the class playstyle. I like rezzing people, I like running.
One of the best features in this game is the dragging, pulling your guys to safety. Love it. Love it. There's so many opportunities where the guy's dead, he gets killed, you sneak up and grab him and pull his ass back down and then revive him. Again, that was supposed to be in the game 9 years ago. 9 years ago.
Around with the defibrillators. Yeah, apparently when people are...
Feels Good says that explains why I'm getting 30 kills a match with Recon. Yeah, because you're not getting suppressed. And even if you got suppressed, right now you can go into the settings. If you go to modified settings inside the game settings, you can diminish that. So, like, if I suppress you, if you go play Battlefield 1 right now, and someone suppresses you, the screen starts to shake. It gets like a vignette side around the outer edges. You start, like, freaking out, right? Because you're under fire. You can't pick your head up. You wouldn't do that in real life. If a gun is firing at you, you're not going to be like, I'm going to stick my head up. You're like, holy shit. You're, like, hunkering down. Battlefield 1 does this. But yet, Battlefield 6 is like someone shooting at you, and it's just pew, 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 pew. No one's taking cover, right? This is why I say Battlefield 6 hasn't hit the bar yet of Battlefield 1. There's stuff in the game that's improved. The dragging mechanic, the mounting, the hurdling mechanic, the peeking around the corner, the gas on the ground, the burning you on fire. That type of stuff is cool, more immersive. But where's the weather? Wait. Where's the changing weather? Battlefield 1, it would get foggy all of a sudden during a match, so the snipers would have to calm down, and then you have to change classes, right? There's like rain happening. There's different things. Levolution would happen, right? Different things would change, yet we don't have any of that right now. None of that right now.
Sniping, they're no longer getting suppressed, which historically has been the case. I've been told for the LMG classes, they've been good for doing the suppressing fire and making it harder for the enemies that you're shooting at to return fire, but evidently that's not really a thing. Kind of surprised. I'm sure there's some very good reason as to why they did it. We'll see if that gets tuned or not right now, because right now, yes, especially on some of these maps, especially on that map in particular, every time I poke my head above a rock,
you know, feels good. I wouldn't say as far as 2042 is better than this. Obviously, now I think 2042 is in a good spot, but the maps and stuff and the classes kind of just doesn't feel like Battlefield. But you're not wrong, right? I kind of agree with you. I think 2042 is in a better state now than Battlefield 6 is, because there's stuff there that's happening that's still missing from this game, at least the beta. Hence why I said I'm a little standoffish of the game until it launches to see what's at launch.
it's just like there's like 5-7 sniper lens flares looking back at me. I'm like, oh God, please no, don't take my head off and make me unresable. I did see some complaints about the fact that the RPGs aren't really
that right there should have killed everybody. This is
I
a problem. I didn't bring this up in my pros and cons.
Some complaints about the fact that
I was engineer. I had a similar situation like this. Look how many guys are there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You hit that middle guy, you should get at least 4, if not 5 kills with the rocket launcher. Okay?
The RPGs
he hit
aren't really good against enemy players. Like
one guy. Suppression times 6 killed 1.
There's not a lot of splash damage. It looks like that just kind of the case across the board right now. There's not a lot of splash damage
out of the 6 guys that were there.
This or C4 was something else that I saw people complaining about. I'm gonna be honest, I don't hate it. Like I don't dislike the idea that it should mostly be guns. And
what do you mean? See, that's the problem with the balancing issues, right? You get like 4 shots of the grenade. Okay. Oh, and let me tell you this. I don't know if you guys played like this. Engineer class, a jet and a copter are toast. Okay. Most people, obviously, there's the guy who knows how to fly and can stay away from it. But 99% of the time, you could take a copter out or a jet out 2 seconds with an engineer. You hold it, go beep, 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 wait for them to shoot their flares, lock on again, shoot the rocket, they're done. Okay? Every single time. I knocked down so many goddamn copters and jets in that one map. They had no air support. And this is the reason, like, I didn't even have to use the AA guns. I didn't even know where the AA guns were until, like, I don't know, Sunday. Late Saturday, early Sunday. And I was playing since Thursday.
Not explosive AoE blast radius things that are killing group multiple players. Just personally, like, I don't really mind this so much, but I get people are used to, like, if you shoot a rocket into a cluster of players, getting 5 kills or something. Like, that's what you kind of are used to and kind of expect, but that doesn't really seem to be the case with how...
If you bundle up with 5 people and I shoot a rocket at you, you should all die. I mean, that's just it.
How they're currently doing the blast rate.
It's not my fault you're 5 guys standing on top of each other and I threw... Like, what would be a difference with a grenade? Like, think about that. If I throw a grenade and you guys are all there, dead. They're all dead. But if I shoot a rocket, they're not? What?
And the amount of damage it's done.
They already did something in this game where if a rocket too close, it doesn't explode within a certain amount of radius.
On 2 players. One complaint I saw coming up was that there's no compass in the game, although apparently...
Oh, yes, there is. You gotta search for it.
There is. It is just off by default.
Which is stupid.
This thread here mentions the fact that, yes, if you go into settings, the graphics menu, interface and HUD, and advanced HUD options, you can check to have the compass enabled because for whatever reason, it's just...
Anybody else have the assault grenade launcher? Okay. Sometimes you would get the meter type of thing with the triangle, which you know what like angle you're doing it at. But anybody else notice when you use the grenade launcher, it just does a straight fucking line. It doesn't arc or anything. It just does straight line. Like what's happening there?
It's not there by default on PC. So, when you get those call outs like, there's an enemy sniper to the east, and you're like,
what's east?
Where? I can't, there's no compass. I don't, where are they? You're right. Yes, there is a compass. You just have to enable it.
If you're using a compass, you're just being a sweat. You're just being a sweat. You should just call out stuff. Don't take it so seriously, bro. Like, there's a guy at 240. 240, where? I don't even have a compass. What do you mean 240? What's 240 mean? 320, 320, 321. He's moving east. What? Where is he? 400. 400 above you. What number are you talking about, man? I don't know where it is. You guys are just too sweaty for me. Like, no, it's in the fucking menu system. Just put a compass on.
Because it's not, I really don't understand why the compass wouldn't be there by default, but it isn't. So there you go. Oh, and one of the...
It was a mistake. Nobody had a compass. 0 people had a compass at the event. 0. Nobody had a compass.
The final things that I'm seeing a lot of people complaining about, or at least I've seen it crop up here and there, is cheaters. Not even a couple of days into the beta, we were already getting proof that there are cheaters in the game. I've seen multiple...
Supposedly 330,000 people they banned.
Separate videos of wall hacks being...
Think about that. 500,000 people on Steam played. 330,000 were cheaters.
used. Some of these posted up on TikTok. You see players running around, and yeah, they've just got those boxes. They're clearly outlining friends and foes through the walls. And yeah, again, I've seen several of these. And you know what? Absolutely sucks. Like, cheating in these multiplayer games. It's sort of an unfortunate reality. And perfect elimination just doesn't seem possible. I mean, been talking about cheaters in our games for how long have I been? Like 30 years. Like, the multiplayer games that I played, we've been talking about there being cheaters. And be like, why don't the devs get rid of them? Well, you can't just get rid of all of them. It is a cat and mouse game. It's the simplest explanation that I've seen for it. Now, in a recent forum post, EA has discussed some of their anti-cheat methods, specifically via Secure Boot, and some of the results that they've seen thus far, mentioning that Secure Boot is how we are helping them build their arsenal.
Where does it end, though? Secure Boot now. Then people get bypass that, right? Then they do something else, right? So what else do you have to give up to just play a game?
It is another barrier that helps them make it harder for cheat developers to create cheat programs and make it easier for them to detect it when they do. One example here is that Secure Boot prevents your machine from running with vulnerable drivers enabled. If Secure Boot is running and they see those drivers loaded, they know that something is a bit off. Then they thank the community for their assistance in identifying cheaters, as it really does help. Your reports help us zero in and lead us to finding up-and-coming cheat communities.
I have a question. I didn't really realize this. In the game, did anyone notice a tab somewhere in the menu system, report bug or feedback inside the game itself?
Reporting one cheater often can lead to new detection techniques and help us keep them from impacting your experience. Now, since the open beta early access began, like last Thursday, they've said that Javelin has already prevented 330,000 attempts to cheat or tamper with anti-cheat control.
330,000 attempts. 500,000 people were playing the game. 330,000 attempts.
Controls. We have reported 44,000 instances of potential cheaters during the first day and 60,000 during the second day. And they say we are already using these with our own gameplay integrity team to add and improve our detection for Battlefield 6. They're also working with the Battlefield Positive Play team to actively remove those reported we can confirm to be cheaters. And they wrapped it all up by saying that anti-cheat isn't one and done. It is an ever-evolving battlefield, haha. And what has worked for them previously in different games doesn't always work all of the time. Again, basically reiterating that this is an ongoing issue, a struggle that they just have to constantly deal with trying to battle.
What lobby is this? I want to get in this lobby. Jesus, no one's moving or talking. Look at this. He's just sneaking up on everybody.
Cheaters and get them out of the game. Now, I will say, like, just anecdotally, I've not really felt like any of my games over the weekend have been full of cheaters. I don't think I even had one death where I was like, that guy's definitely a cheater. At least if it were the case that there were some there.
Even my son looked at it and was like, how did he kill you? I was like, I don't know.
They weren't obvious, or there didn't seem to be many or enough of them to ruin my experience. I'm not saying there aren't cheaters. Clearly there are. I'm just saying I don't exactly know how widespread it is, because
he's killing bots. Maybe. I don't know.
It hasn't seemed to impact my experience at all. So, in fact, I would be really curious, like, what percentage of games they've identified as having cheaters in them in the lead up to sending out the ban waves that they're doing. Because, yeah, hasn't seemed to be a lot of them, at least.
I will never play King of the Hill inside this game. That's not why I play Battlefield. I saw the King of... I played Domination once, and I was like, I'm good.
Not blatantly obvious ones in the games that I've played. All right.
Anyone have issues with skill-based matchmaking? No, it's the same skill-based matchmaking they've always had in Battlefield games. it's just the same. You know, sometimes you get thrown into the lobby where you're going to get destroyed, and then other times you get put in a lobby where you're on the good team. You know what I mean? It's always been the same in Battlefield.
So, yeah, there's some things that they need to work on, but overall, man, I got to say, I've been having a really, really good time. Like, I was not expecting this. I thought I was just going to jump in Thursday and maybe...
No, I did, honestly, enjoy my time with the beta. I'm looking forward to next week, but even then, I'm not getting it. One, I'm not pre-ordering. Never pre-order. Okay? 2, I'm not getting it day 1. 3, I'm not getting it week 1. Okay? I will wait. If anything, I will get it around month 1 once they hear road of where they putting the where the next map's coming in from, 9 at launch, how many maps are large, got to know the game modes, want to know when Battle Royale comes in. I want to hear all that stuff before I make my purchase with this game.
Be Friday just to give the game a look and to have some general impressions on it. But I had so much fun that I ended up playing every day. Like, I think my personal biggest critique is, yes, I want some bigger maps. I want a bit of breathing room where I can run around for at least 10 or 15 seconds before being shot again. This doesn't seem to really exist on the maps that we have playable at the moment. But honestly, other than that, like, that's my real biggest complaint. I don't disagree with a lot of the other issues that we brought up here. Certainly, I want them to get all the cheaters.
A lot of people don't shoot those motion detectors. They're not even listening for them. Okay, I don't know if they don't have headphones on or what. You got to get rid of those things. You hear the beep 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 beep. You got to kill those.
Out of the game. Yeah, there's a lot of snipers. It'd be good if suppression was a bit better. Yeah, sure, the UI can use some tweaking, and the time to kill speed, I don't really have a thought on that one way or the other. Like, I don't know, it seemed fine to me. I also felt the more that I played, the better that I got, and the less like just running out into the open constantly.
The open mics, you can mute them. You can mute them, Al Dente, where the people are like yelling at their spouses or girlfriends or boyfriends in the background or eating fucking chips. That happened a couple times.
The less I felt like I was dying constantly all the time as well. So, yes, there's some things that could be better, but overall, I've had a really good time, like a heck of a good time. The beta's convinced me that I'm definitely going to be playing this game come release. And I'll wrap it up by saying I play games to have fun, and the beta delivered that in spades. I've had a really good time. So I'm looking forward to more.
Here's the thing. Remove the Battle Royale. If the game came out as a state as it is, and it's not doing, trying to be some other game, okay, this game is better than 2042 if you compare it to 2042. But this game, in my opinion, as of what I've seen in the beta, is not better than Battlefield 1, which is 9 years old. Is it good? It feels good. Do I know too much about the game? I don't. I want to know more about the game. I want to see other weapons, other types of weapons. This is why I will not be purchasing it when it comes out. I will wait for it. Wait for Forrest to give me his 50-hour review or someone else talking about what's good or bad about it before I make my purchase.
It's also been nice because, like I said, I've not really found myself...
You never heard the sound? It's all over the place.
Actually enjoying and wanting to continue to play a competitive multiplayer shooter in some years, but I am really enjoying this. Even if I go 1 for 1, even if I go 0.9, I know, don't kick me off the team, I'm sorry, but I usually go over 1 for 1, okay? Usually go like 1.5 for 1 or 2 for 1 if I'm having a just solid game. Maybe in a rare blue moon, I'll go 3 for 1, but I mean, who really cares, dude? That's like...
Did you happen to change the audio mixtape? You talking about in the firing range? El Dente? I changed it to war tapes, and it made the game sound crunchy. Oh, no. Is that the audio settings? No, I didn't touch any of that. Put the war sounds on. So good. Oh, I'll have to do that this weekend when it comes back. I did not hear that or know that. In my opinion, game needs bigger maps with like 7 tanks and 3 helicopters per team. There is inside the big map that was here this time, Krebsy, if you took over certain parts, you would get other tanks. But you're absolutely 100% correct, and I agree. It needs bigger maps. Bigger maps. Battlefield needs big maps.
Again.
No sound settings and audio mix. Dude, you were missing out. Okay, well, I'll have to try it this weekend.
I'm not here for the ego boost. I'm just here to have some fun. And the fact that I can have fun even trading kills with the enemy team and resin people... All good, dude. It's great. Yeah, really looking forward to seeing more of this game. Like, sincerely, pleasantly surprised. I was not expecting much, but I've had a great time. Yeah, that's it for me today. I'll probably talk about this game a little bit more in the future, at least probably another video or two. But thank you for watching. Hope you all enjoyed. See you in the next one, right? Take it easy.
All right. Well, there you go. There you go. Force Game, make sure his link's in the description down below as well. Make sure you go check out his channel. I was going to talk about the box office, but it's 1 o'clock, so I'm not. We'll push that over to tomorrow for the box office numbers about Fantastic Four and Superman. We'll have a little conversation about that tomorrow. The way I also do this, because we watch videos like this, like TimTheTatman and not Reforge, Force Gaming, the reason I put them at the end of or middle to end of our live stream is because I don't break them out to have more content, and if I do, it's like days and days afterwards, because I don't want them to I don't like Force Gaming just came out with his video this morning. To watch me, you would have to watch 2 hours in the stream to watch it. So I don't like to promote stuff like that. So if you're here and you watched it, go check out their channels, TimTheTatman and Force Gaming. Give it a like. But after the fact, if I do if I put the TimTheTatman one up later, it'll be days later. You know what I mean? Because I don't want to, even though I'm a small channel, I don't like to post stuff that they just came out with something until a couple days afterwards. So appreciate it very much. If you guys like this, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. If you'd like to go above and beyond that, become a member as little as $5. Appreciate it very much. If you'd like to support the channel beyond that, you can also do the Perk Up Press Play, which is an album, which is just fun music that we put together. You can go to all platforms. The links are in the description: Spotify, iHeart, Pandora, Amazon. Wherever you like to listen to your music, you can stream it, you can download it. Helps us out here. Appreciate it very much. Aku says 30. Look in the Discord. I'm going to tag you with the audio options. Okay, I'll look at it later. Appreciate it very much. I'll be back tonight. We'll probably play some more Grounded this evening. Grounded 2, I should say. This evening, 8 p.m. Eastern, over on 30 and Still Gaming. It's more of a laid back. I'm just playing games. We bullshit with each other. Sometimes I get a little lost in just playing the game. So if you guys come by, have a conversation with me, it'll pull me in to have more of a conversation with you. Appreciate it very much. You guys have a great rest of your day, evening, or night, wherever you are in the world. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
Sir Frank had standing tall, a king upon the field. The hype was real, the trailers made the fans believe and feel. But then came the launch, oh what a bit of fight. A broken game, a shattered name, left stranded in the night. No scoreboard, no classes, just chaos in the storm. Promises of glory, but the game was far from normal. The maps were wide, but the hearts were small. Battlefield 2042, how could you let us fall? Servers refunds made the headlines loud. Players left for other games, no cheering in the crowd. DICE promised updates, but the damage was done. A shadow of its legacy, where was the fun? Hazard zones forgotten, breakthrough broke apart. Portal had the promise, but couldn't find its heart. But now they're teasing the next big